Huh? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we only have 9. We still have another 10 more to come. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we will be going into your profile. Okay, because I won't be able to go through everyone. If I miss out anyone, if you want me to share, you inform me lah. You highlight me, then I'll be able to share your profile. All right. Okay, now is we still have 4 minutes, huh? If my time is 8:56, we still have 4 minutes. All right. So I think I will use that time for any question that you want to ask me about yesterday or ask about your profile. Any one of you want to ask anything about your profile?
Morning, David.
Morning.
Yeah, Kevin
Ah,
here.
you,
I would like to ask,
come,
yesterday
Kevin.
you mentioned about like working on my A.
Okay.
May I ask like what exactly does it mean?
Sorry, I can't recall. Working on your what again?
Oh, working on my A, the analytics
A,
part.
because A is your one of your strength. You are actually OA. You actually have dual personality. You have dual personality within you. Tomorrow we will be talking about this conflict. Some of you have conflict between two person, but for your case, you have this conflict inside you, meaning to say you have one person, but inside you have split personality. So sometimes you may have this conflict. So usually, tomorrow we will be talking about this conflict here. Is as a leader, if next time when you see other people, especially when you see your children, you see your staff, you actually help them to manage this dual conflict inside them. But if it is yours, we always recommend, start with your strength first, because dual personality is actually good. Kevin, is actually good. So meaning to say here is you can actually use both of it if you want to. So these 4 days, I'll be guiding you all. How do you switch? How do you put priority so that the stress will not be in you? So basically, when I ask you to switch A, you focus on your strength because your strength is OA. You like to analyze, you like to get things to done correctly. You like to have a little bit more time for yourself to think about it, how to solve problem for customer and so forth. Emphasize that first. So, but obviously, your another personality here is NR. NR, you are a bit sensitive to what your clients may say to you. Sometimes, like clients, when they say something, some words are very harsh, then it will be very sensitive, especially to you. All right, sensitive to you. So, don't worry about what other people say. Focus on your strength first. Once your strength is up already, within a month and two, you are very confident already. Then you slowly move into your NR. So, Kevin, your profile will be today. I'll be actually sharing with your profile. I will be able to share with you more. But because this one, I don't have much time. When I explain this to you, you may feel confusing. So later on, when I have because your profile is actually in my list today, I'll be sharing your profile so you will get to understand more. All right, is that okay, Kevin?
I see. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot wait further. Let's start. Let's start. Let's see. Before that, let me check. 2, 4, 6. Hold on. 1, 2. See how many people we have already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, we shall start. We have 16. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, I would just like to share with you. Okay, this particular gentleman, all right? Okay, hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today is day 2. Okay, all right. So now I'd just like to share with you this gentleman. Okay, this is none other than Professor Dr. Leonard Yong. Professor Dr. Leonard Yong, I met him way back in the early 20s, I think 2001. Right, and he's my mentor. I actually come into training is because of him. All right, when I get to know him, he was actually I attended one of his session and feel that his session is very good. But at that time, I was still working in a bank. Then after that, when I get to know him more, he actually visited my branch, the bank that I'm working with. Then he see how I am working. He told me, David, this is not the life that you want to live. All right, you have great potential, but not in the bank, lah. He said, not in the bank. Then because of him, I actually get him motivated me. I was being influenced by him to actually start training, right? So when I come into training, my first program is actually this program, EQ for Leadership Excellence. I've been conducting this program for many, many years, and a lot of company until now, this program they are still conducting, they are still going through this program, especially for the new staff. Okay, clients like the state government have used his program a lot, used his profiling, and then also use his tool for these for the unemployed graduates and for certain higher ranking officers. And then also Sophia, UCAS has actually used this as well. UCAS, I think way back, I think 2018, I think all of the staff have went through this. And then also Sesco, Sarawak Oil Palm is actually using this. They use this profile to actually interview other people. For those who are in HR, I do not know whether any one of you in HR, you can actually use this profile to actually assess your potential staff and see whether would you be able to put the right person for the right job. All right, so this is the tool. So LPI is actually designed by Professor Dr. Leonard Yong. And during the early 90s, he is the youngest professor. He actually administered this LPI that is named after him, Leonard. His name is Leonard Personality Inventory, LPI. And because of this, he was actually a university's professor in Universities Malaya. Then after that, then he opted for early retirement. And because of his contribution to LPI, the universities allowed him to continue using the title as professor. So as you can see on his picture, beneath the picture, this is the book. This is the latest book that he wrote. He wrote a couple of books, but basically here would be, I'm actually using this book. So one of these book is this, okay, is this book, right? I have this book. So for those of you who attend my face-to-face session, okay, the course book will be this book, right? It is very different. It is more detailed because virtual, I would not be able to zoom into so detail. Right, and then also beside the book, as you can see, 350 ringgit. Okay, that is the, if you go into internet, if you actually purchase your profile through internet, it will cost you 350 ringgit. But for this program, it comes together with the fees that you paid, all right? So so that is his LPI. All right, and then this LPI compared with a lot of these profiling tools, like very famous one, the DISC. All profiling tools are good. The reason why I use LPI is because of two reasons. One reason is because I know the mechanism, I know the formula behind. So if anyone were to ask me how accurate it is, how is your formula, I will able to show it to you. So that's why I use LPI. And also second reason here is because this LPI is basically most of the 80% of the statistics is based on Asian statistics. This LPI has been approved by Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and quite a number of areas, including Thailand. So it is mainly based on Asian statistics. Right, like recently I have actually done one for one of the company. They are using this. This is also very good. This is an American profiling, but the statistics is mainly based on the European side, right? But it is equally good. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the profile. I would like you to refer to your profile now. On page 3, you will see this colorful chart. Okay, there are 5 charts. ONARD. Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Can you please flip through your report now? I'm going to take you through. Okay, you flip your report now. Okay, on page 3, do you see that? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be guiding you to get you understand what is the 5 different type profile. Tomorrow I'll be sharing with you how do you assess a third party without getting them to answer the question, all right? How do you profile other people, right? That would be tomorrow. So you can actually profile, if you have a loved one, you can profile a loved one, your children, you can profile children in various stages. You can actually plan for your children. Like for example, okay, are they ready? Do you think they are ready to go and take up courses for as a doctor, as a lawyer? You can look at the profile. You can actually groom your children to be the next potential talent that they have lah. Like for example, this afternoon I'll be also going through with this with Sabah Port on their talents on this LPI as well. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, let's go in. Right, so first of all, what is personality? What is personality? Personality is what it makes us, each one of us, different from one another. Because you look at this personality, you cannot see one person exactly the same like you. We are very different. So that's why yesterday I share with you this perception. I give a scenario. So all of you, not every one of you behave or react or respond to the same way. All right. So this personality here would be, it is some sort of like a question that you prompt to yourself. You ask yourself, who am I? What do you think of me? What do other people think of me? Can I change my personality? Yes, definitely you can change your personality. Right. So, many years ago, I actually have a debate. I actually have a debate program with two a foreign trainer. We were arguing whether personality can change. So both of them said that personality cannot change. It is into your blood. But I argue my way that personality can change by way of willingly or by force. For example, if I want to ask you to run faster, you say cannot, you choose not to. If I were to put a tiger behind you, see whether can you choose or not. So you may be thinking that this is a joke by saying that how can you put a tiger behind me? So I put on a simple illustration is when your boss asks you, I want this report by tomorrow morning. You say cannot, too many things to do. What about if the boss were to bang on the table and tell you right in your face, saying that if you don't give me the report to me by tomorrow morning, you must as well replace it with your resignation letter and see whether would you be able to do it. The answer is yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, these 4 days, I would like you to go back and guide your subordinate, guide your friends, guide your loved one. Don't get forced into a situation before things happen, because if a boss were to bang on the table and insist that you do that, frank speaking, your futures is being affected. If let's say when the boss asks you to give it to me by tomorrow morning and you tell your boss, yes, I will try to give you by this evening, when you give it to your boss this evening or tomorrow morning, you tell your boss, hey boss, sorry, I'm rushing, maybe there is some mistake, if any mistake, please refer to me. The boss will have a different impression on you compared with when he bang on the table. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason why we must be aware of our personality and as well as our boss's personality. So I think if you have never asked yourself who are you, now is the right time where the report stated who are you and how would people see you. All right. So that's why earlier when I said everyone behave differently. Even our children's our different children's, okay, actually when coming from the same parents, they also behave differently. They behave differently when they were born. Right, then because of this different, that is why it makes each one interesting, and then that is why husband and wife, okay, boyfriend and girlfriend, they attract to one another, is because of the differences, not because of the similarity. Because people are being attracted to another person based on the differences, not on the similarity. Some people went for have a lot of argument, a lot of challenges in their life is because after certain time they cannot compromise one another. They say they feel that okay, you are so similar. I can read your character. So if that goes, meaning to say both of them very alike already. They don't see them any difference of themselves. So there's no what you call this spark or interest among them. So ladies and gentlemen, okay, today I'll be guiding you how do we change. We must be able to switch and change. By switching and change, we are different so that people will not be able to predict us. People will feel that, oh, very interesting, very interesting. People would like to get to know you more. All right. So, in this report, please take up your report. Just like to share this with you. First page, it should be on your left where you have your name, your company, and so forth. This one I blanco, for my learning purpose. I blanco their name, and then on page 3 is supposed to be your chart, right? This chart to me is more important than the report, because based on this chart, because I understand LPI, I'll be able to interpret. I'll be to interpret. But bear this in mind, if we say that you are N, a lot of people is N, but the degree of N is different. Sometimes their N is affected by their A or by their O, by their R or D or whatsoever. So you cannot find a N that is exactly you. There's no such thing. So later on, when I read your profile, maybe out of 10, okay, maybe 6 or 7 that is related to you. Maybe the others may related to another different type of N, A, R, or D. All right. So this is the report. And in the report, I would like you to check. You should have this summary. Please look at my slides. Okay, you should have your strength. Your strength, if I'm not mistaken, these are bullet point strength. Your essay, your written strength is on your page 4. This one should be on your page 5. Stated your strength, stated your weakness, and then also how do you nurture your EQ, all right, in the same page. Then follow on, you have also in your report, in what situation you can express your creativity. How do you improve your creativity? Very important. How can you help your company? How can you help your company? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I want you to refer back to this report, page 5. Do you see that the strength? They are actually usually 7, 2, 4, 6, 7 bullet point. I would like you to get the pencil or pen to tick all these bullet point proof, bullet dot, the 7 bullet point on your strength and see whether you agree with your strength or not. If you agree, please tick. If you don't agree, you just don't mark it. You just leave it blank. I would like you to think. Then after that, I will go through every one of you and ask you whether how many tick, meaning to say how many you agree. There's a reason why I ask you this question. Very important. So after you tick this strength, once you finish, you go into your weakness. Weakness also you tick. Which how many weakness out of 7 do you agree? Those agree one you tick. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to actually do it. All right. So please, okay, 2 minutes. Okay, counting now. Okay, you just take your strength and your weaknesses. Just take. Some of you, if you have not received your report, quickly inform us. We will email to you immediately. Okay, take your strength and take your weaknesses. Take your strength and take your weaknesses. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time's up. Okay, I would like to call up your name, and then you just read out to me how many strength you agree, okay? And then later on we move into what do you call this, the weakness. All right, the first one as usual based on alphabetical. Encik Rod, can you share with me how many strength you agree?
Listed 7. I take 7.
Wow, 7 out of 7. Okay, very good. So what about weaknesses? Weaknesses,
Uh,
how many you
yeah,
agree?
out of 7, I take 5.
Oh, very good. All right. You know, ladies and gentlemen, just like to share with you, and take Rod, thank you for being so honest. A lot of gentlemen, when their strength they tick, all the strength they tick. The weaknesses are none of the weaknesses. They put 0. But then later on, I asked him, can you go back and show your wife? When they show their wife, the wife immediately say, all the strength that I don't have. But all the weakness, yes, all the strength is your strength. I think just joking. So later on, I'll explain to you strength, what's the difference between how we see our strength and weaknesses. Okay, the second one will be Angel. Angel, are you there, Angel?
For a red cycle, that's not a mistake. That's the way it's called here in Australia.
Who is talking? Can you mute? All right, Angel, is Angel there? Angel Chen,
Sorry,
are you
my
there?
line is not so good. Can I get back to you later?
I can hear you. Maybe you can read out to me how many strength you agree. You just read out to me. You don't have to switch on your cam.
Oh, okay. Because I haven't finished it yet because
Okay,
my
it's
line
okay.
wasn't good just now. Can I get back to you later?
Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you.
no problem, no problem. All right. Then I will go into Ben. Ben Lim.
Yep.
How many strength? Yes,
Uh,
Ben.
6 out of 7 strengths
Strength. What about weakness?
and 3 out of 7 weaknesses.
3 out of us. Okay, very good. Thank you, Ben. All right, the next one will be Darren. Darren Chen. Darren.
6 out of 7 strength and
6
5
out
out
of
of
7.
7 weaknesses.
How much? Sorry, weakness is how many?
5/7.
5. Thank
Yep.
you. All right, what about Delia? Delia. Your strength, how many, Delia? Delia, can you unmute? Cannot hear. Delia, unmute. Cannot hear. Delia, unmute. You are muting. Cannot hear. You unmute because I see your speak. Yes. All right. Come. Delia, how many strength? Okay. I think Delia, would you be able to help me to read out your number of strength that you agree? I think the line so not good. All right. Yeah, okay, it's okay. We will come to leader. I'll come back to you. Okay, let's go for Gan. Gan Xiu Lun. Gan.
Hey, Looney here. Yeah, I think in terms of strengths, 7 out of 7, and weaknesses, 5 out of 7.
Yes, all right, thank you. All right, what about Encik Kanda? Kanda, how many strength?
Okay, morning. I would agree on all 7 strengths.
7 strength, weakness?
So weakness, I agree on 6/7.
Wow, okay, all right, thank you, sir. All right, next one will be Leong Kai Yin. Kai Yin, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hi. What is your strength?
I see I will have 6 out of 7
Okay,
strength.
6 out of 7. Okay, what about weakness?
My weakness is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 7.
All right, thank you, Ms. Leong. All right, Marilyn, can I have your number of strength?
Hi. So mine
Hi.
is 6 out of
6.
7, and then the weaknesses would be 6 out of 7 also.
Okay, 6, 6. Thank you. All right, next one will be Melissa. Melissa, are you there, Melissa?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. My strength, it's a full 7, and weaknesses
7,
would be
Your weakness will be
5 out of 7.
5. Okay, 5. Thank you, Melissa. All right, I think Delia is ready. Delia, can I come back? Can I come to you now? Delia, how many strength?
6/7, and weaknesses
Right.
is 3/7.
3, is it? 3, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. 6, 3. All right, thank you. All right, next would be Rachel. Can we have Rachel? Rachel, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
Yeah, so for strengths, I think 7 out of 7. And then
Okay.
weaknesses would be 6 out of 7.
7, 6, huh? Thank you, Rachel. All right, next one will be Serena. Serena, how many is your strength?
I got 7 for the strength.
7 out of, okay. Weaknesses?
And 6.
6, 7, 6, huh? Thank you. How about Xiao Ailing? Xiao Ailing.
Hello.
Hello, Ailing.
7 and weaknesses 5.
Oh, 7, 5, huh? Thank you. Okay, Sophia. Yes, Sophia, your strength.
Well, I have 6 out of 7, and for weaknesses, it's 5.
5, all right. 6, 5. Thank you, Sophia. Okay, Yi Ying. Yi Ying, what about you? Pen Yi Ying, are you there?
Yeah, hi. For
Hi.
strengths,
How?
I have 7.
7. Weakness?
Weaknesses, I have 4.
4, 7, 4. Thank you. Tiffany, can we have Tiffany? Tiffany? Hi, morning, Tiffany. How many is your strength?
My strength 6 out of 7.
7. Your weakness?
Weakness 4.
All right, 6, 4. Thank you. All right. What about Chin Chin? Yong Chin Chin?
Hello, morning.
Morning, hi, Yong.
My strength is 5 out of 7. My
Okay.
weakness is 7 out of 7.
7 out of 7. Okay, all right. Next one is Jason. Jason, how many is your strength?
Good morning. My strength is 7.
Well, 7 out of 7, is it?
Weakness is 5.
Okay, 7, 5. Thank you, Jason. Okay, Kelvin. Yes, Kelvin, your strength?
I fully agree to 4 of the strengths.
4 out of 7. Weakness?
Weakness 0. Weakness no lah, just kidding.
5. Okay, all right. Right, I would like to go back to Angel. Angel, are you there?
Yes.
Your
My
strength?
strength is 7 out of 7, and the weaknesses is 6 out of 7.
All right,
I
thank you.
agree. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Angel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, why do I ask you how many strength you take, how many weaknesses? The reason here is because I'm going into your profile now. I need to check if, let's say, your profile is less than 4. Less than 4, meaning to say you have not answered correctly. So I would not be able to interpret your profile. So it would not be good if I interpret the wrong profile. So for strength, I'm actually checking to see whether have you answered correctly, because a lot of people ask me, how accurate is this report? Okay, my answer is it is as accurate as how you answer it. If you answer it truthfully, then the result will be very correct. If you simply do, then obviously the result will not be there. So strength is for us to check. Weakness serve a different purpose. Weakness is especially those weakness that is very little, 2 or 3. I like to strongly advise you actually bring this report and share to a person that who knows you, especially your spouse or your good friends or your parents. Don't be surprised that they will be telling you, no, you have this, you have this, you have this on this weakness. What do I call this? This one is called emotionally blind spot. Meaning to say we may not know we have this issue. Okay, this is what we are a bit scared of. But I look at here, okay, most of you weaknesses is quite you acknowledge it, except for Ben and also for Delia. Okay, what both of you can do here is maybe when you go back after the session, you can share to the people that who know you a lot. You ask them to take. See whether out of these 7 weaknesses, how many do they see in you? Don't be surprised that they would be able to take more. Because later on, when I share you the formula, you will understand where does the reports comes in, because I'll be sharing you this formula. You will answer yourself whether how accurate it is. Okay, I will not be the one answering that question. You will be the one answering that question. All right. So in order to also proceed, I would just like to share this in your report. Strength, weaknesses, and nurture your EQ should be on page 5. Some of them is in page 6. And then how to express your creativity, can you please check and help your organization, should be on page 6. Other than that, then page 7 should be how to become an effective supervisor and how do you enrich interpersonal relationship and how do you manage conflict. Page 9 is about stress. How does stress affect you? How to manage your stress? And then 9 are very important. How to become an effective learner. How to become an effective learner. For those trainers, page 9 is very important for you. If you know their character, you will know that each different character learn differently. When you know that each character learn differently, for trainers, especially those trainers, because I know in this batch, there's quite a number of you as a trainer. Okay, this program, this LPI actually supplement you. Meaning to say, wow, after you know this LPI already, when you go into training, before you start your training, you always do an icebreaker, correct? You get people to introduce, then you ask, you do maybe icebreaker activity. Then in your eyes, you look at them, what character they are. Because every personality, they learn differently. Like A don't like you to question them a lot. They can question you, but they don't like you to question. They like to sit there and analyze and start writing. R people learn by getting him to talk. You must talk lesser than R people. N is they are very accommodative. They will be sitting there listening to you, but they daydream. They may be sitting there looking at you. Still remember who attend my TTT, their mind go trance. N people, their mind go trance very, very easily. Then for D person, D people will challenge you. That's why in my training, I always like D people. I like D people to challenge me. I would use D people to help me to train the other people. As long as D, you can tell them, you can persuade them, this is the way, show them the way, and guide them the way. If he see that in you, he will be with you. Or is a little bit difficult. Or it actually changes. If the aircon get colder, they will change. If it get hotter, they will change. If there's a lot of interaction outside, they will change. So with this character, you can actually prepare yourself. So that's why in the training, I would like you to get yourself ready, different type of methodology to suit all these characters. And for those in sales, also, I'm actually sharing with you the different type of personality now based on your page 3 ONL. I would like you to get yourself ready how to deal with customer of different profile. Then also as well, how to deal with some of your different staff, okay, personality. And also tomorrow I'll be sharing with you how do you deal with bosses? How do you deal with bosses who have different personality? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I would like to go to the board where it will be easy for me to illustrate. So hold on, let me put into my board. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just like to confirm, would you be able to see my board? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, good. Let me adjust my lighting. I think my lighting, hold on. 1, 2. Okay, my lighting, let me dim. Okay, does it look better now? Or is it too dark? Is this okay? This should be okay. All right, come. Okay, good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, based on your profile, hold on. Based on the profile, okay, they are in LPI, the format is this. All right, the format all is always in the middle, right? No ink. O is always in the middle. Okay, where here is N. N and D is always opposite. All right, N and D is always opposite. Then this one is A, and this one is R. All right, O N A R D. Okay, I would like to actually share with you before I go in. They are called one profile. One profile, you look at the report. Out of these 5, there's only one exceeding 80. Exceeding 80, that is called one profile. If you have 2 profile, meaning to say 2 exceeding 80. 3 profile mean 3 particular profile exceeding 80. 4 means versatile. 4 means out of 5, at least 4 exceeding 80. Why 80? I'll be sharing with you later on. I was very surprised. I think this batch, your batch, is I have the most versatile. Versatile. That is a very a powerful profile. In fact, this 4 days program is actually to guide the person to move them into versatile step by step. But a lot of you, like for example, Rachel, Marilyn, and then Delia, you actually have a versatile profile, which is very, very good. So I will go in a little bit in detail later on. All right. So first of all, I would like to share only one profile. For those, some of you who have only one profile, okay? But in this batch, it is not many, right? N, okay? N, I would like to talk about N. N first. All right. N is basically, hold on. N is basically a good listener. Every bosses like N. All bosses like N star, because N star, they will not be arguing with the boss. They like to listen. Okay, they like to work with harmony. So usually secretary to a CEO, secretary to a boss, we will urge that secretary ask CEO. Someone, can you please unmute? Hello? Okay. So secretary, if they have N, it will be good because N are very good listener and they like to live harmony. All right. But the only side back here is N people sometimes get hurt very easily, and they dislike unplanned changes. If suddenly you ask them to switch a schedule, they may get panic. Right? And N people is very nice. Those of them who have very high N, these are people that if you want to pinjam money, you want to borrow money, you go and look for them. They will be very happy to actually borrow money to you because if they reject you, they will feel more sad compared to you, right? And people are very nice. Then I would like to move on to A, all right? A people are very analytical. They are quiet and they are reserved and they like to be precise. These are the people who like to follow law by law. If you ask them to jump queue, they are not comfortable. They are not comfortable in jumping queue. They like to follow step by step. That is why people feel that they are slow. They are slow. No, I won't say they are slow. They are slow is because they want to be accurate. They don't like themselves to be doing something wrong. Okay, but some people perceive that they are loner. It's not that they are loner. They like to have more time to be on themselves. Right? They like to have more time to be in themselves, and they love having lunch or dinner by themselves. Right? So it is a little bit different from R, quite opposite. And A people, they don't take risks. They don't take risks at all. Right? Then I will go into O letter. What about R? R person are full of life and they are very excited people. They like to inspire people. R people, every time I go for holidays, I would like to bring R people with me because R people I will be able to get them to entertain me. And sometimes I don't have to talk so much. They are doing the talking and I love sitting there listening. So that I don't have to talk so much because in training, I already talk so much. So in my normal life, I try not to talk so much. So R people is very suitable for me. I like to listen to them and they make my day and they are very fun to have. and I like them to be able to inspire me, right? But sometimes they tend to talk too much. So, but sometimes if I feel that they tend to talk too much, I will slow them down. I will slow them, but it's okay for me. I will slow them down. And but other people sometimes they are a little bit disorganized, Sometimes their table is a little bit messy for other people. All right. Then I would like to go talk about D. Okay, D person are very decisive. They like to do things fast. And they like challenge. They like to win. That's why some people see that they are very aggressive. Some people cannot. They feel that they are very arrogant. It's not that they're very arrogant. This character actually because they like challenges. They cannot stand slowness. Any people who are slow, he cannot stand. So that's why those bosses with D have a lot of challenges. Right? So now the last one is O. O, I always say this is a God's gift. This one is a God gift because O is very difficult to nurture. Yes, you can nurture, obviously, but very difficult. Usually O, we look at inborn. Okay? Some people have inborn O. As you look at your profile, especially if you're Chinese, if your O is very high, 80 and above is very high, I would say that this is God's gift because Chinese, we have actually done a survey for Malay, for native, and for Chinese. Out of these three, the most creative, inborn, I'm talking about inborn, is Malay. Malay have the highest rate of natural creativeness. Most of them, their O is actually very high. The second highest is actually the native. Native are very creative as well. As you can see that they play music, they are doing art and craft. Mostly are them. They are very creative. The least one is actually Chinese. Chinese, the creativity, we do a survey across many thousand of them. Chinese play very, very low. So for those of you, I see that some of you, your O is very high. So I would like you to nurture your O. Not easy, but I will guide you to nurture your O. All right. So out of these 5, you see, for example, now COVID, or stay at home long, or luckily, tomorrow we are going into phase 2. So more shops can open. I would love to go to restaurants. Right. So if let's say they are locking down, what would happen? These people would not be able to sit still. Or these people would be very stressful. Oh, I cannot do this. I want to do this also cannot. I want to go to the office also cannot. I want to meet a client also cannot if they are into that. All right. So these people will be very frustrated. Right. Other people say, "Ayo, how? I will complain. Now I cannot go out and to have a drink with my friend, with my client." But I would usually just complain on it. But these people will feel very stressed, and then he will make people around them even more stressed. And people say, what to do is okay lah. Just follow the SOP law. A people will say, okay, better now. Okay, every day look at the figure. Okay, is the figure going down? Okay, we are going to phase 2 already. We are going to go to phase B quickly. We need to scale down the number. All people would think, now I cannot go out. But let's check what are the reasons we can go out. Can we do this? We cannot go to the office. But what about, can we do any other thing, a reason for us to go to the office? All of them will think differently because of the character. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just now I also share with you, when people ask you, because you will be using this profile for your staff, for your loved one, for your children. If they were to ask you how accurate it is, this is the formula. So you judge yourself, see whether how accurate it is. Likewise, I always say, how accurate this is. It is as accurate as how you answer your question. All right. They are all in all 100 questions. 5 situations. Okay. O, N, A.
Sorry, cannot see.
Oh, cannot see. Okay, all right. I'll make it bigger.
Too bright. Too bright.
Okay, too bright. Okay, no problem. I will control my light. Okay, hold on. Okay, I will shut this one. Okay. Here, I will shut this. All right, would you be able to see now? Is it clearer? Okay, I write bigger lah. They are, if cannot, you stop me again. Right, they are all in all 100 question. I use black better. Is it correct? Can see or not?
It's a bit better.
It's better than just now. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I will try to adjust
Darker.
again.
I think
Okay,
black.
sorry.
I think using black
pressed
will
the
make
wrong
it be
one.
fine.
Yes, all right. I think I would reduce
Darker
it.
the light. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now I'll use black in as well. All in all, these are 100 questions. Correct? 100 questions. There are five. There are 5 profile. 5 profile, that is O, N, A, R, D. Each profile, let's say O, N, A, R, D. Each profile have 20 questions. Okay, for your information, out of these 100 questions, there are 20 questions and there are 20 questions and so forth. And when you answer, your answer is this. If you give a rating of 1, you strongly disagree. See that? When you put 2, is disagree. When you put 3, this is the problem. Neither here nor there, you are not sure. 4, if you put 4 is you agree. If you put 5, it is strongly agree. Right? So this rating. So now I'm going to share with you. If let's say you answer 1, okay, you will get a total point of 20. All right? If you answer all the 20 scenario too, that means you disagree, you will get 40. If you state 3, neither here nor there, not sure, okay, you will get 60. Then if you rate, I agreed, I put 4, you are actually getting 80. If you put strongly agreed 5, all the 20 scenario all strongly agreed, you get 100. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you see that? So you see, when I interpret your chart, I just interpret what you are trying to tell me by looking at this, by looking at 80 and above. When I tell you that, okay, 80 and above is what you agree. So you look at the chart, some of you 90 plus, 80 plus, you are telling me, I give you 20 scenario. All these 20 scenario, you are telling me that, yes, I agree or I strongly agree. If you put roughly 90, it's in between 4.5 to 4 to about 4.8. So for 60, those mark, that is within 60, 50 to 60. Ladies and gentlemen, to me, that is also a concern. Okay, rationale here would be, maybe you are not so sure. Maybe currently you are facing a little bit of stress, you are not sure. Or you may not want to tell me to tell yourself your actual answer. You just put 3 lah. So there may be reasons. So I cannot jump into a conclusion that it is like that. So I will usually don't cover 60 plus because I'm not sure. I cannot tell you what is 60 plus because you are not sure. If you are not sure, how can I interpret for you? I only interpret those 80 and above. You are very sure. Or those here. Those here, because you tell me out of these 20 scenario, you totally disagree. So I will cover here and I will cover here. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how the formula is. The formula, very simple. And from this, it's not biased. End of the day is how you answer. Okay? Some of your participants may feel that they do not want you to know. They may answer, they may play with the figure. Then the answer will not be correct. So how do you know that? You ask them to check their strength, whether they agree or not. If the strength is, if their mark is 80, 90, 80, 90, and then their strength is less than 3, frank speaking, that is not their profile. That may not be their profile because they do not know when they answer it. Weaknesses is usual. Weaknesses, sometimes we don't see the weaknesses. Sometimes some weaknesses zero, like what Kevin says, zero. Zero may be true also because you may not be able to see your weakness. You are so positive that you emphasize your positiveness that you don't actually look at those weaknesses. So that may be the case. That may be the case. All right. That is typically for strength and weaknesses. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be basing on this to actually share this with you. All right, let me switch on my light. Any question on this? Any question on this? Any question on this?
I got one,
Yes,
David. Yeah, I got
come.
one. Okay, the first thing is that the LPI, I answer in English, right? Is there in Bahasa?
Yes, we have in Bahasa, we have English, we have Chinese, we have Spanish, we have Thailand, we have Italian as well. Because all these is being approved.
Yeah, okay. I answer in English because maybe I more understand English than Bahasa. Maybe the term used to explain the expressions is not as in Bahasa, because I used to find out more of the questionnaire in Bahasa. Sometimes it's not what that is mean in English.
Yes, correct. Correct. Yes,
so that is the first question I like to ask, right? And then the second question is that you mentioned just now that when you answer 3, either you don't understand or either you what we call don't want to respond to it. But to me, by looking using the Likert scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 1 and 2, you are very clear about it because yes, agree or strongly disagree, agree and agree. But when we come to 3, right? When we come to 3, you have to make a choice. One thing is that either sometime, let's say, sometime I agree, sometime I don't agree. Then I put 3, right? That's why my questionnaire usually I don't put the 3. I put 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Yes. The 3 is actually very important for this LPI. Actually, for us as a counselor, and then also for you, very important. Because this LPI, because when you are nurturing, ladies and gentlemen, I try to link to Encik Rod, because he's from sport, so that he will be able to help him interpret, right? A lot during sport, a lot of talents, a lot of young people, because they are not matured yet as adult, and they are still not reached up his talent. So this profile would be very good, especially when you assess them. Okay, this is called first party. End of the day, I'll be sharing with you a third party where a coach have to use a third party. You cannot rely on him because he may not know. Like today, when you answer this question, some of us may not know. Like what you say, yes, if this one I may not be clear, I may not be clear. It doesn't matter. End of the day, we actually get an average out of 20 questions. If let's say 20 questions, 10 you are not clear, 10 you are clear, it is still okay. You will still get in the region of around 70 plus. If 20 out of this 20 you are not clear, something wrong already. Then we have to go in and tune. We need to go in and tune. This is very critical for coach. Coach needs to know what is the reason. Frank speaking, for coach, coach, when you analyze this, it actually doesn't, you actually don't care whether how they feel. But most important thing here is you care more about the problem. What is affecting them? Is it their mental? Is it physical? Is it the way how we motivate them? That one need to come from 3 because this is where we see 3. Because when people they are not sure, this is area where we have to zoom in. So we look at this character, for example, when a person is analytical, they analyze until they paralyze. In other area, they put 3, very low. This is normal because A people, they are a bit careful. They are very careful. But you see, when a person is very D, the D is very high, 80, 90, and suddenly the rest is 30, it is 3. That is not his character. Something, I don't know the reason, meaning to say, it ponder us. we as a coach, we must go in and check already. What is the problem? So number 3 is for us to detect. Sometimes it's not as clear as black and white. Sometimes it's gray. So number 3 is actually gray. Number 3 is for us to go in and find out what went wrong. Usually number 3 is the thing where we adjust, especially for children. When children is 16 years old to 20 years old, a lot of gray area. Because why? During that time, it depends on parents as well. During that time, some children may not want to share a lot of things with the parent. That is where the 3 will come in. Encik Rod, to answer your question.
I can say in this way. Is it when let's say just now I mentioned that I don't disagree about 3, but I rather not use 3, right? Instead of taking to me is that maybe it's me, say myself, I like the answer yes or no, very decisive. Yes or no. Right. If you say no, I will help you. If you say yes, that is good for you. But if you so, that means you are undecisible. Either you yes or no. And that it maybe is that what I see from the point of number 3 is there. Okay, so David, right?
So it's nothing wrong. It is actually a person preference. But for us here, it would be number 3 is very important, especially when we have a coaching, we have a counseling session. We want to drill more. We want to have more information. Then that is the rationale. And we give a probability of 20 because out of 20 is quite safe. If you only put 3, then if 2 area they don't agree, it's not enough to render that. So 20, I think, is quite a huge gap.
Another question is that sometimes 100 questions it takes times to answer.
Yes, correct.
Yes, it's not you to answer this. Maybe Dr. Leonard should be answering that. Maybe some of the respondent 100 questions they will just don't read it. They just take it. Really,
yes. Of course, that is where after we see the report, we will know. So that's why when we get them to check their strength and we get them to check their weaknesses, we are aware. We are aware of that. And frankly speaking, also for LPI, we have 20 questions, we have 50 questions, we have 70 questions, we have 100 questions. So, but for this training, I purposely get you to do 100 questions because it's easy for me to explain. All right, there is 20 question 1, there is 50 questions, 70 and 100. Later on for today, third-party assessment, you don't even have to ask them to answer. You don't even have to help them to answer. You actually answer for them. There are 50 questions. You can actually reduce it to 10, 20 or 30, up to you. You can actually control that. But in terms of teaching, in terms of learning, I must share with you a very complicated one so that it would be easy to understand for the purpose of training. All right, so I would just like to do some of your remark here would be that you would like to do, you like to redo it, you like to redo the profile. Okay, yes, no problem. Maybe at end of the session, you can actually request from me and tell me what's the reason you want to do a redo. Because like last 2 weeks, okay, we also have participants who want to redo. We let them redo, it come back, same profile. Firstly, they say that, no, I do it. I do not know how to do it. I simply do one. But they say, can you give me to redo? So we give them to redo. Answer is still the same. Likewise, I will be sharing with you. Don't be surprised. You will redo and redo for the next 6 months, or some people for the rest of their life. It is always the same. That is not good. That is not good because we want them to change. If you don't change, your profile will definitely always be the same, not unless you cheat yourself. You cheat yourself. So basically here would be, if you want to do redo, no problem. Okay, I will show you the third-party assessment first. That one is free one. That is free. You can do. You can help a lot of people to do it. So that's why Encik wrote the 51. It will be good for your coaches. You can actually implement one. Number one, you don't have to pay. Second thing, you use that as a basis foundation to see them mentally, not physically, mentally, are they ready or not? All right, so this is about redo. Okay, if you want to redo, not a problem. So, but the only thing here, share with me. I want to see whether what is your main concern. Okay, most of the main concern is not about redo. It's about other thing. All right. So I see a Gan Siulin. You are actually raising up your hand. Yes. Hi,
Yeah.
Gan.
Hey, David. Yeah, I was just wondering, when we do the test, does it matter that we're thinking of personal scenarios versus work scenarios? Like, does it? Because I felt like personality between personal and work might be a bit different. Like sometimes we act differently at work because we need to, but maybe natural instinct why it wasn't me. What's your take on this?
Okay. Basically, to live a happier life, we must be able to. We must change our character. Later on, I will share with you real life testimony from Shell, one of the Shell very senior person. Last month, he actually went through this program, and he isn't aware that he's actually changing the behavior. When he behave at home and behave at work, it's totally different. That is the formula. That is what I'm going to share with you in this program. You need to change because our character at work and at home, it will be different. Do you see that sometime? Some lady at work, they are just like picos, very everything you say, okay. But when they go back, they are like tigress. Yes. Some people are very timid. Okay. At work, they are very outspoken. But when they go home, they are just like Caillou. So they are different characters. So today I'll be sharing with you how do we switch. What type of character will be able to be more suitable at home or at work? A lot of people say, don't bring your work from work back home. Actually, it's not that. It's actually switching your personality. Like, for example, balance, work-life balance. People say work-life balance. Frankly speaking, I don't quite agree with work-life balance. Nowadays, we got work-life balance one. So you see, like now, even working from home, work-life balance, you stay at home. You work at 8 hours, you stay at home 8 hours. But at home, you don't talk to your spouse, you don't talk to your children, you lock yourself into a room watching TV, reading newspaper, do things on your own. What is work-life balance? Work-life balance is when you are at home, okay, even though you spend 2 hours, you spend 3 hours, but that time you spend quality time with your wife, you spend quality time with the children, you spend quality time with your husband, spouse. When you spend quality time, very important, empathy listening. A lot of us, we listen just for the sake of replying to another person. That is not the one. So tomorrow I'll be sharing with you how to enhance relationship. Why some couples always quarreling for small thing? Reason is because of empathy listening. They do not know actually what do either one they want because of different character. So with that, we will be able to know what is work-life balance. Work-life balance, it doesn't matter what is the time, but the only thing here is they are able to spend quality time with their families. All right, I will give you a lot of example because I have actually come across a lot of counseling, a lot of coaching with a different type of character. I'll be able to share you some of the responses, but I will not be able to share you the name. All right, when you answer the question, you have to, if the first question you think about work, the whole 100 question must be about work. When you answer the first question about family, the whole 10 question must be about family because work and family is different. If you jump all together, then a bit of rojak, so sometimes you are not sure. Because this report is how you answer. It's not how correct it is, it's how you answer it. It can be very correct, it can be also not correct. Right? So the third party one that is today, so you know this key already. Third party is very simple. There's no 100 questions. You can finish it within 2 minutes or even 1 minute. Right? So that third party, if you want to think at work, you think at work. If you want to think of family, you think family. All right, any more questions? If not, we will just go in now. I would like to go into more detail. All right, so I would just like to go into this. Can I have your permission, Encik Rosalie, to share your profile? Encik Rod,
Okay,
can I
it's all
share
right.
your profile? Can I share your
Okay, it's
profile?
okay. Yeah,
Okay,
sure,
I
sure.
need to get your permission. The next one I'm
Sure.
going to share is hold on. The next one I'm going to share is sorry this one already. Kanda, is it okay that I share your profile afterwards, Kanda?
Yes, no problem, Mr. David.
Okay. All right, good. All right, share with Rosalie first. Okay, Rod, as you can see, the profile here is very old. And then Rod like to do, and then also another. And check, Rod, is this your profile?
I can see at the screen.
Oh, you cannot see, Hold on. Okay, all right. Hold on,
Yes, that is mine.
All right, hold on, Let me remove this for a while because I cannot see as well. Okay, that is yours, Later on, hold on. I'll be going to Kanda. This is yours, This is your profile, right? Let me talk about Rod first, all right? So basically, Rod is the highest is all. Okay. Some people when they work with Rod, if they don't understand Rod, if they don't know Rod, they will feel that Rod sometimes when he come up with idea, very funny, very not easy to understand. Don't know where he come from. In actual fact, Rod is a person. He is not funny. He is a person where he can see things where normal people would not be able to see because his openness is very, very high, 87. So that is his strength. In fact, using his strength, now Rod know this, his strength is all. Rod can actually switch. If he want to move the A to 80, he can do it easily because of this strength. All right, but if let's say he doesn't change this, just maintain ON. He is a person who like to do things at his own pace. At his own pace. He doesn't, if you are not his boss, if you are his friends or not his bosses, if you push him, if you rush him, he will not be happy because he like to do things on his own, at his own space, at his own speed. He is a person, very important is loyalty and reliable. These two words is very important in him. And he is a good person also. If you talk to him nicely, he is not a person who reject you. It is actually very difficult for him to say no. And he is also a person with passion and very endurance, very patient and very enthused to actually help other people, right? He doesn't like to spearhead event. He doesn't like to be in the limelight, standing there to take over the limelight. But he likes the freedom to express. He likes the freedom to express. You give him, let him opportunity to speak out. He doesn't mind. But he doesn't like you to purposely put him on the spot. He doesn't like. All right. He actually, in this type of character, he doesn't like to attract attention. He doesn't like to attract attention, but he has this creativity fun. He has this awe. He like other people to enjoy. So sometimes he create this fun to entertain other people. Right? Not because he want attraction, it's because of his end. He love the way how to actually enrich others. Rod, does that sound familiar to you?
Yes, yeah. I
Okay,
agree that.
that is Rod. Frankly speaking, if I am a boss to Rod, frankly speaking, I'll be very happy. I will feel that I'm lucky to have a subordinate like him. So why I will be able to use him? Because number one, I will use his loyalty and reliability. When I ask him for job, if I'm his boss, if I am, I want him to do job functions. Frankly speaking, I know he is a person that he can I can rely, and he will work the extra mile for me if he respect me. So if I'm a boss, I can trust him. If I am the subordinate, if I report to Rhodes with this type of character, I'm also very happy. You know why? He will always be there for me if I am always looking for his guidance, looking for his advice. He would love it, and he would spend time, he would prepare time for me. Knowing his character, I will be able to blend myself to suit him, not to not understanding his profile, but just look at his face. Ayo, Rosalie, you have a nice face. I'll take advantage. It's not that. It's actually his character. Right, so this is Rod. Another one would be this one would be Kanda. I would like to express I'm talking about single profile. As Rod have O and N, but just now I explained more to his O, Okay, Kanda, as you can see, the D is 87. All right. So Kanda, I'm going to take away this D. I'm going to talk about your O first, because now this profile I start O. Okay, Kanda, you are a person, actually, you like challenging tasks. Any task that is excited and challenging, you like that. You like this. And basically here is, you don't like people to tell you what to do and what not to do, especially those things that you know what to do and you know how should do it. You don't like people keep on forcing you, telling you, you should do this, you should do that. You feel very irritated because you tell you, I know, you don't have to keep reminding, I know what to do. All right. And then also, you actually, other people may not see what you see because of your awe. Like what I said, awe is a God's gift. You are able to see things normal people cannot see. Some people don't agree with what you see because when they look at things, they look it very shallow. They are not able to see how far it is. And then you are a person, if you don't like it, you will speak your mind out. All right, you will not keep it and put it inside yourself. You say, if I feel that it is rubbish, you will tell him that it is rubbish. And then you like speed. You cannot stand slow by beat, slow by slow, and then take your time to do one thing. No, you like to do it, and sometimes that is the reason why you like to do it on your own, so that it is faster. When you do it. So that's why some people may not understand it. Some people may not understood you because of it. But you have your own a set of techniques in doing what you want. Kanda, is that you? Does that ring the bell?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So how do I work with Kanda? If Kanda have this character, all I need here is I need Kanda. At this crisis, I need creativity. I will ask Kanda for advice. And I know Kanda have a high D. When I ask him for advice, if he know the answer, Kanda will not hide. Immediately he will tell me what is his thinking. If I continue to work with Kanda, if I continue to ask Kanda for advice, then Kanda will be very comfortable. Every time he meet me, I ask him things, he will just share with me. But if after you ask Kanda say, okay, number one is good, but you don't do number one, you do the opposite, number two. Next time you ask him again, he said one, you do two again. You keep on doing this. Next time Kanda will say, don't ask me. You better go and fly kite. Don't ask me. Don't waste my time. This is Kanda.
Correct.
So if I am the subordinate, if I answer to Kanda, if Kanda is my boss, what should I know? Kanda will be, he like to make decision fast. When he tell you, I want it now, he's actually telling you that he want it this morning. I want it tomorrow. What he's trying to tell you is, I want it yesterday. So in order to work with Kanda, Kanda is my boss, in order to win his heart, very easy. I make sure I get things done fast. He asked me to do it at 2, I do it at 1. And I ask him, whenever he come up with different idea, I may not understand, I will ask him, sir, if I do this, is it like this? Is it like this? Is it like, when he say yes, then I will do. But sometimes he change. Sometimes he say, no, situation we have to change it. Sometimes he change without asking me. So I have to be a little bit patient when I work with Kanda. So with that, either he's my boss or I'm his boss, we can work well. Kanda, do you agree with that?
Yeah. You are telling the truth.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, frankly speaking, I don't know Kanda and I don't know Rod. I know both of them yesterday in our session. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to know this character, ONARD. When you know them, it is easier for you to work with them. It is easier for you to uplift their talent, uplift their potential. Can you imagine just now when I share this with you, if Rod and Kanda is my trainee, when I train them, I will know their character, I will be able to train them better. If let's say Kanda and Rod is my customer, I will be able to serve them better. Okay, as a a provider to them. But if they are my bosses, also I'll be able to support them. So, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter whether which angle you are looking at. Most important thing here is knowing them. So, in short, please write down. Please write down in your book. For all person, there are 6 boxes. Please write down. All person are very imaginative, very creative. They like new things and they are curious. They don't like routine. If you ask them to do the same thing over and over again, they may not like it and they get easily bored. These are all person. All person, why I say God's gift, Kanda and Rod, this one is your beauty because all sit on top of NARD. Once you sit on top, it's just like, like a compass. Upstairs, you can actually maneuver. You are on the top. If you want to be R, you can be R. You want D, you can be D. You want A, you can be A. You can actually switch. That is the ability of all. That is the powerfulness of all. When you face stress, all you tell yourself, no, I need to switch using my all. Immediately when you switch, your stress disappears. That is the beauty. And for those also who have R and who have high O, this apply also, okay? High O, let me check. High O person who have this similarity, for example, Delia, you have that. And then also Marilyn, you have that. Melissa, you have that. Rachel, especially Rachel. Rachel, yours is very high. Your O and Delia is very. Use that one. That one is very, very powerful. Serena, you also have that. Sophia, your O is now matured already. All right? O. And lastly, Kelvin. Okay, these are the names that you have this powerful O. All right? Then, how to work with them, how to work with all, like just now I explained to you. Allow them to express their creativity. Don't stop them. If you keep stopping them, next time they will not show it to you already. Allow them to show. Enable them to try new ways. If they try to solve problems with the new approach, look at them carefully. Try to empathize on them. Try to understand where they come from. But if their formula is correct, don't get treated by them. Don't get their frank opinion treated by you because they are not there to threaten you. They are here to solve problems for you. And then get them to open up. Get them to open up and criticize because all people, they think differently. They sometimes, especially Kanda will speak the mind out. Kanda will, when it talks about words, Kanda may able to, if he doesn't like it, he may give you words that which it will be very scary. Kanda?
It upsets a lot of people. It upsets a lot of people.
But then, if I work with all, that is their strength. If they start criticizing, it is where I listen, I empathize, and I listen. Where is Kanda coming from? From there, I will be able to work better. I will be able to improve my skill. Listen to that. Listen carefully. Their criticism is not to criticize people. There's always a reason behind it. Sit there and listen. You sit there and listen, you will be able to hear it. Okay, that's why I like to work with all people. All people give me a different dimension. Like just now I mentioned Rod, Delia, Kanda, Marilyn, Rachel, Serena, Sophia, Kelvin, and another one. Another one is this Gun. Okay. Frankly speaking, I like to work with all people because even though they are all their perspective is different. Kanda O and Marilyn O is different. Kanda O and Rod O are different because of their experience. Their experience are different. Their brought up is different. Their value is different. So that makes it interesting to learn from all. I always like to learn from all. Right? Okay. Now I'm going to talk about N. All right. N, I'm going to share. This is an ideal N. N that is 80. The rest is flat 80. Because in this group, very rare we have N. So I would like to use Ben Lim. Ben, are you there, Ben? Can I use your profile, Ben?
Yep, of course.
And right, Ben, when I look at this, I think one of the rationale here would be that you have not exceed 80, but the highest is N. So meaning to say for all ARD, most your answer is between 3. 3 plus a bit. But for your N, there are some that is exceeding 3, or some maybe 4. So, but I think in your group, you stand as the highest link as an N. So I'm going to share N profile. N profile is a very nice person. Like for example, Ben. If you want to borrow money, you go and look for Ben, right? Joking, Ben doesn't mind to borrow money, because if he reject you, he will feel hurt. So Ben is a very nice person. He try all the time not to reject people. But because of this, sometimes you may get hurt by other people. And you keep it inside you, because you are a good listener. You are always there for people. You do not do well if there's fighting among your organization in front of you. If there's any quarrel, you don't like that. You want to work in a very peaceful manner, right? So I think Ben, maybe if you were to redo later on when you do your third party, you can get other people to profile you. I hope your N can reach 80. Okay, that would be good. So now I look at this profile. Maybe when you do this question, there are certain things you are uncertain, but in averagely, if I look at this, you are a very good person. But the only thing I'm worried is that you may get stressed easily by other people. All right. So if your profile were to work with Kanda, if you work together with Kanda, I can guarantee you this: Kanda will stretch you outside in and inside out. All right. So but if you can work with Kanda well, if you put yourself to understand him, if Kanda can understand you, both of you will be able to work as a perfect team. Both of you will be a perfect match if you don't kill one another, because your characters suit one another. All right, because your strength is your N, whereas Kanda is D. Okay, D and N is always opposite. So your N can actually comprehend and embrace Kanda, and Kanda D can embrace your D. But the only thing here is, before you are able to become a very good teamwork with Kanda, you must understand one another. You must go through the hurt first before you are able to become a special team. All right, so this is N. So N people, please write down, are very calm, they're a good listener, they're a nice person, but sometimes they get easily hurt. They may lack confidence because they need acceptance. If you work with N people, give them this acceptance, they will love it. Have Ben done a good job? I like it. I think everything you do is well. You give this type of word, Ben will be able to reach to his potential very, very, very fast. All right. So how to improve yourself, Ben? So sometimes learn to say no. Sometimes don't appear too eager to help people. All right. Sometimes at work, no choice, we have to accept confrontation. Once we accept confrontation, we will get better. For example, if you work with Kanda, you may fight. No worry, fight is good, because there's a reason for fighting. Likewise, I say husband and wife, it is actually good for fighting. Fighting is good. The reason for fighting among husband and wife here is because after you patch up, after you resolve the issue, you understand one another better and you cherish one better. But when you start better one, before you embrace better one, don't go for better two. Every time when we fight with our spouse, each one of us must learn how to fight well, must learn how to fight better. Don't better one and better two same pattern. Better three also same pattern. It makes the fighting very boring. So what you do here is, when you fight better one, after you fight better one, if suddenly the better two were to come, you hold on. Like for example, I fight with my wife as well. When I fight with my wife, like for example, this week better one, better one. And the next day she want to start better two. I say, hold on. Don't start better two yet. Let us compromise, let us patch up, and let us solve our better one first. So I embraced her, she embraced me, and I'm very comfortable. She's very comfortable. If I need to apologize, I apologize. If she needs to apologize, she apologize. After we solve this, then I will tell my wife, okay, now I'm ready for better two. Okay, come. Let's start with better 2 now. Then you can have this argument in better 2. Then after better 2, don't go for better 3 again. Resolve this better 2. Then go for better 3. If you go in this momentum, frank speaking, ladies and gentlemen, spouses relationship will become stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay? Fighting is good, but you must know how to fight better. When you fight, don't say things that you cannot retract back. Don't say things that you regret. So, but by doing this, you understand this profile, you will be better. Tomorrow, I'll be sharing with you, husband and wife, how can you fight better, all right? Based on your personality. All right, so for N, how to work with them, okay? Very importantly, show them sense of respect. All right, show them a sense of respect because N people, they like acceptance. You have to tell them you're doing well, you're doing great. They like that. Maintain peace, no conflict with them. Then they will be comfortable. And for N, like for example, Ben, give him enough time to prepare for changes. If you want Ben to suddenly change, you don't tell him, I give half an hour. We do things different. No, give him ample time to change. Be sensitive to their feeling. Ben, does that ring the bell for you, Ben?
For adequate time to prepare for changes, yes, but for no conflict, I think I've learned a bit to manage that, so I'm okay with.
Yes, so that means you are now moving up. That is where we must improve. We must improve, all right? So, but while learning, no choice now. We have to understand that at work sometimes we need to fight,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
And then
I think it's quite
also, I think with Ben, you have to be sensitive with Ben's feeling. You cannot take his feeling for granted. Correct, not Ben?
That one also okay. I learned to manage it already. I think
Oh,
I'm
very
quite
good,
fixed it
Ben.
now.
Yes, very good, very good. All right, Ben have actually improvised himself already. Very, very good. And then let's look at Ben's profile. Okay, let's look at Ben's profile. Okay, Ben, as you can see, his R is increasing already from 60 normal is increasing. O also increasing, OD slightly increasing. So as you can see, since that Ben would be able to adapt more if either O or R is increasing, because just now when I asked, most of the question is related to R. So you see the R is now increasing. So we can see this chart, he is changing for the betterment, meaning to say, instead of only focus on N, now he's also trying to switch to R so that he would be able to lead a more happier challenges, happier work style or whatsoever. All right, A, I'm talking about A. I'll be using 10 Yi Ying. Can I use your profile, Yi Ying?
Yes, sure.
And also Darren. Can I use Darren? Can I use both of your
sure.
profile? Because I'm taking this opportunity to share some of your profile because I may not have the time to go through everyone. I'm going sharing that is actually related to A. All right, related to A. So hold on. Okay, I'm going to talk about Yi Ying. Yi Ying, as you can see, he is not a typical A. Okay, because these two is also, especially the N is also very high, exceed 80. But I'm going to talk about his A. Okay, Yi Ying. Yi Ying basically here thing here is he actually organize things very well. He like to do things methodologically. He like to prepare things, get things done. He like to follow procedure. And also follow established process. If there's a process, he like to do things correctly. And his A comprehend the D. Now the A is so high, not only he like to organize well, he make sure, now not only organize, he now pay more into details. Make sure everything is detailed. Make sure analysis logic is there. When you analyze, it's very logical. And she is a person who always like to do good job. And he is not a person who chin-cha. You ask him to do A, he do B. No, she is a person who like to do things. But one thing also, she may not be willing to share her thought openly. Okay, maybe to some of her good friends, okay, maybe. Okay, but she would don't expect her to share her feeling openly to everyone. That is not her. And she's gentle and she's caring. She have this gentle and caring thoughts towards other people. All right, other people. And but sometimes he like, or most of the time, he like to have time of his own. When he have time on his own, he will feel energized. He will feel energized. But I see that her R is coming up, the O is coming up. Sometimes if she has a situation that she have to actually go out for a lunch work or dinner work, she may be able to do it because the R, I can sense that is actually coming up. And then also take note that her O is also coming up. So Ying, does that ring a bell for you?
Yes, yes.
Correct,
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now I'm going to go over to, Darren. Darren, as you can see, compared to Ying, is also, A is actually very high, but the N is as close, but the N have not reached 80, but very similar. Very similar, so I also consider Darren as an A. So whatever I've shared based on Ying, it also flow with Darren. But Darren, basically here would be, he would be able to comprehend, and when he work with other people may see that Darren is a bit slow. How come you're so slow to respond and all these things? He is not slow to respond. It's because Darren want things to do it correctly. So he double check and double check and double check and make sure everything is well, is good. Then only he proceed. And Darren definitely doesn't like people to rush him, especially if you rush him for no reason. And this he will be actually stressed out. And Darren would definitely like time to be on his own. He like to spend time to be on his own. Right, Darren? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, very true.
Okay, all right. So now for A, please write down. They are careful, they are curious, they are cautious, they follow the law, they are accurate, and sometimes they worry easily. And it is quite difficult for them to express their emotion because they prefer to keep it within them. They prefer to keep it. How to work with them well? How to A people, Darren, Ying, how to improve yourself? You have to share your thoughts. People don't understand you, you just tell them, make them understand. Tell them that you cannot resist, you cannot push me over time. I don't have information, I cannot do it for you. Please give me the required information so that I can be fast. At times also don't insist other people to be perfectionists because not many people are like you, so high, so into detail. They are not able to process detail, right? And how to work with them. Don't put them in the limelight. They don't like to be put in the limelight, all right? They like you to support them, but don't compromise standard. Don't ask them to jump the queue. They don't like it, all right? And they want sufficient information. Give them that, all right? Then quickly rush through. Then also another one is R. Let me see who are. Ideal R is this. The rest is 60. The highest is 80. All right, I'll use Miss Gan. Miss Gan, is it okay that I share your profile, Gan?
Oh, sure. That's all right.
All right, so let me see. Okay, Gan, you see your R is very high, 93. Okay, your strength is actually R. So I do not know whether it's correct or not, but I may not be correct, Miss Gan. Okay, this type of personality, they like to argue. They like to argue. And some people see that they are strange because of their awe. Some people see that they are strange. Some people see that they are very unusual. When I say they like to argue, their point is they like to prove their point. They like to speak up their point. All right. But other people will see that they are abnormal if they start to be quiet. Usually this type of character, they are not usually quiet. They are very active one. But sometimes when they slow down, they are quiet on their own. people feel that they will he or she will be very abnormal. How come today different? They will have this type of thinking. And then our people are very emotional, and this type of character, when they are emotional, it is actually very difficult to hide this emotional feeling inside them. They will show it out one another. They will show it out. But people working with them will be very inspired by them. If they are positive, you can work positive with them. Two things you can say about them: they are inspiring and they are able to motivate people. Inspiring and motivate people. That is where this leadership comes from, within this type of character. Miss Gan, does that ring a bell?
It does. Yeah, I'm a debater. I used to debate, so I think.
All right. But use your strength. That is your strength. So because to a lot of people, you are a leader to them. You use your R, and now I look at your O. You are not a typical R, as you can see here. You are not a typical R. So you are actually, you should be more dynamic, like what I have shared in you. All right. So this is basically you. Right, then our people, please write down. Our people are very friendly. They are exciting people. Like what I also said earlier, if I go for traveling, I will make sure I bring our friend together with me. They actually energize my journey. They are fun to be with. They are very talkative. I don't have to talk so much. They will do the talking. I like that. And then, but sometimes they are restless and they like attention. Why they like attention? They talk. There must be people listening, If they talk, nobody listen. That frustrate them. All right. Then, how to improve yourself? Sometimes try to listen to other people more. Instead of talking, try to listen to other people more and talk less. And then give other people a chance to speak. Don't interrupt them. Just let them talk. Let them talk. Okay. Right, then how to work with them? If I were to work with them, I would definitely allow them to talk. I will become a very interested audience to them. I will use empathic thinking, empathic hearing, what she wants to share. Right, and I will give her or him a due recognition of their ability. When she do well, when he do well, I will say, oh, very good, and it will actually motivate them. All right, so this is R, right? So I would like to go into the last one, that is D. D. D also, Kanda, because of your D is very high, I need to use U. Okay, this is the ideal D. Okay, I also use Kanda. Kanda, other than O, he is more D than O. D is a person who cannot stand nonsense. If nonsense and slowness, you go to him, Kanda will shout his lung out and go on you. And likewise, I say, Kanda one speed, one fast. He cannot stand slowness. All right, so D. So D, how do we work with them? Please write down. D, one fast, they are confident. They are very decisive. But sometimes people see them as impatient. Sometimes people see them impatient because they want result immediately. All right, so and then they take risk. D people take risk. How to work well, how to improve yourself as D. Okay, remember this, not many people can be as fast as you. They are different. Everyone is, N is different from D, RA is different from D. These two are totally opposite of D. Learn to understand them. So if you learn to understand them, you will be able to respond better, and that you will be more happier. Okay, be humble to them. All right. If you make any mistake, just admit your mistake. They will respect you. Okay, how to work with them? D people, give them an opportunity to achieve, especially if your boss is D. Give this opportunity to your boss to actually show result. D will like it. D will love it. And let them make decision. Respond faster to them. All right, so this is the individual personality. So with that, we will go for a tea break of 10 minutes. Then after that, I will be talking about dual profile. two profiles. Those of you who have two profiles. But meanwhile, let's go for tea. Let's go for tea break for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Then after that, we will come back and continue. All right. I would also have other people that I would like to share. But before that, I would like to get an opinion for approval. For approval. So maybe let me see. Can I get the approval from this team member so that I don't have to delay? I will proceed. All right. Later on, I'll be using NA. I will need consent from Tiffany and Leong Kai-yin. Is it okay that I use your profile? Tiffany,
Okay, I'm
Leong.
okay. I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Okay or not? Okay, Okay, NA, I'll be using you as NA. Then for RD, I'll be using Dila, and I'll be only using Dila. Dila, is that okay? To use your profile? Yeah. Then later on for NR, dual profile NR, I'll be using Jason and Yong Ching Ching. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, thanks. So let's go for tea break and we come back in 10 minutes. Right? I'll be sharing with you dual profile. Okay, thank you. Then let's go for tea break.
Mr. David, I have a question.
Yes, Ken. May I know who's speaking?
Kanda here.
Oh, Kanda. Yes, sir.
Okay, the question, right? If I'm like just now we see I'm D, and if my boss is D, right? I think that is a conflict profile, both of subordinate and boss having the same D.
Okay.
How do these two person can get and work together?
Definitely. ED and D working together will be much easier if because you want fast. Both of you are in the same chapter, you want fast. So the only thing here is focus on similarity at this because he's your boss. Focus on similarity and then embrace your boss. Tomorrow we will be talking about embracement. So we will need to know his second profile. All right, since we are on this line, I can share with you this. All right, let me see whether is it today or tomorrow. All right, hold on. I'll be able to share for you an example. You hold on.
Okay.
It should be tomorrow, but since you asked this question, I will be able to share with you. Okay, hold on. Okay, this one will be tomorrow, So I'll be sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's say, for example, subordinate and a manager. Okay, the only thing here is subordinate must be able to switch to suit the manager. Okay, if this is subordinate working as a manager. But if a manager were to work with subordinate, okay, they can actually change, okay, to suit the subordinate. End of the day here is who is requesting for the result now. So for example now, if you are D, your boss is A. Let's say this is your boss. Your boss profile is this. For example, is this. And you are D also. You are also D, for example. So what you do is you maintain your D. You maintain your D. You don't change your D. But instead, when you deal with him, okay, you don't use your D, but in your mind, you still use your D. But I would like you to increase your N. Increase your N. Okay? Always your N. N means when you talk to your boss, yes, you are still D, then you keep it within you. Your N should be front before your D. Meaning to say, when you talk to your boss, whether you agree or not, you use your N. Just receive.
Listen. Okay.
Listen. Then after that, the discussion is finished. Then you use your D. Why he want this? If your boss asks you, I want 1, 2, 3. You listen 1, 2, 3. You write down 1, 2, 3, and you go back. You quickly use your D to accomplish 1, 2, 3. If your boss say, I want it by Wednesday, 1, 2, 3. You listen to 1, 2, 3. You ask yourself, today is only Monday. Can I complete it by Tuesday? Because your D can. Your D want it fast, you see?
Yeah.
So you make it Tuesday, 1, 2, 3. Then Tuesday you give it to your boss. You are using your D and his D. He will love you to die.
Okay, understand. So
But
there's
this one
a
we will talk
splitting.
more tomorrow.
Can sure. Thanks.
Right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
David.
Yeah, thank you.
It's pretty clear that I'm not over you. I'm still thinking about the things you do. So I don't wanna be alone tonight, alone tonight, alone tonight.
Can you light the fire? I need somebody who can take control. I know exactly what I need to do. 'Cause I don't wanna be alone tonight, alone tonight, alone tonight.
Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Oh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger. Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Oh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger. Dancing with a stranger.
I wasn't even going out tonight, but boy, I need to get you off my mind.
I know exactly what I have to do, but I don't wanna be alone tonight, alone tonight, alone tonight. Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Oh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger. Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Oh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger. Dancing with a stranger. Dancing with a stranger. Dancing, dancing. Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Ooh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger.
Look what you made me do. I'm with somebody new. Oh, baby, baby, I'm dancing with a stranger. I'm dancing, I'm dancing.
I'm dancing, dancing with a stranger.
I'm dancing
with a stranger. I'm dancing, dancing with a stranger. Take a seat, right over there, sat on the stairs, say you leave. The cabinets are bare and I'm unaware of just how we got into this mess. Got so aggressive. I know we meant all good intentions.
So pull me closer, why don't you pull me close? Why don't you come on over? I can't just let you go. Oh, baby,
why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
in the middle.
Baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
In the middle.
Whoa, take a step back for a minute. Into the kitchen, floors are wet and taps are still running, dishes are broken. How did we get into this mess? Got so aggressive. I know we meant all good intentions.
So pull me closer, why don't you pull me close? Why don't you come on over? I can't just let you go. Oh, baby,
why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle?
in the middle.
Looking at you, I can't lie. Just pouring out admission, regardless of my objection.
And it's not about my pride. I need you on my skin. Just come over, pull me in. Just, oh baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? In the middle, oh, baby. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? Oh yeah, in the middle. Oh baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle, baby? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle, middle, in the middle, middle?
Now my heart feels like December when somebody say your name. Cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything gonna be alright. Go on, raise your glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Do, 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 do. Memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, when I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, that you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything gon' be alright. Go on, raise your glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Do, 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 do.
Hi, Zo. It's all okay already? All right, is everybody back? If you are back, please switch on your cam. Right, let's continue. Let's continue. All right, let's go into dual profile. All right, let's go into dual profile, and this is how it looks like. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here on my right side, there are two profiles. It can be NR or whatsoever. Let's talk about NR. NR, these are, I call it people oriented. These are oriented people. They are very warm. They have warm personality, and they share feeling very easily. Okay, some people may say that they compromise. Actually, it's not lah. They are just feeling oriented. Whereas AD person are very task. I call this very Caillou personality. They desire to be in control. They like to lead, and at times they are impatient with others. So these are AD. So these two are different. NR and AD are actually very, very different. And why it is very different? Okay, AD is sometimes at home. Usually the father is actually a task oriented, because task oriented at work, meaning at home means, okay, a person who are tasked is not so much focused on feeling. Their task is actually to make sure that they cari makan, they actually can earn the living, they bring in the income back home, the food on the table, the clothes that we wear. These are task people. They focus on this. People oriented are those feeling about emotion. Do you care for me? Or would you accept me? But not necessarily these are only for women. In some family, the guys are people oriented, the women are task oriented. It can be either, but mostly men are task oriented, because mostly men are Caillou so task oriented. Then I would just like to share with you also in terms of people, two basic human needs. Please take note of this. This is very important. Two basic human needs. Either the need for the first one, that is the need for social emotional security. Okay, this is one of the human needs which they emphasize on social emotional security. The second one is they look for the need for inner significance. These are very, very different. Let's talk about social emotional security. Social emotional security are people, their priority, their mindset, their priority is on how do I feel? I belong. You must make sure that I belong. You belong. You accepted me. You love me. You like me. These are people who are urging for social emotional security. Whereas another one is actually require inner significance. Tell me I'm important. Don't tell me I love you, you love me. No. Just tell me that I am important. I make things happen. I add value to our relationship. I add value to your life. These are person with inner significance. So, ladies and gentlemen, what am I trying to say here is these two basic human needs. Most of us have one, either social emotional security or inner significance. But some people may have two. This does not indicate that if you are a woman, you go for social emotional. No. It depends on your environment. It depends on your upbringing. And it also depends on your experience, your hurt, your enjoyment, that actually gear a person up. So that's why later on, I'll be sharing you a video sharing this, why they are different, an argument between a husband and wife because of this issue. Then understanding two basic human needs, it is also very important for parents to gear their children ready for these two. The upbringing of children is actually very, very important, and how to resolve these two differences. Likewise, earlier when I say people emphasize on differences. Differences is good compared with similarities. All right. So when we go to work, also the same. If you can apply at home, you can also apply at work. So at work also you have to understand some of our people, worker, our colleague, our friends, our bosses. What is their basis of needs? Are they more social emotional, or are they more social need for inner significance? Usually NA person. Just now I share with you. Later on I share with you NA person. They are actually social emotional. And then insignificant inner significant are those RDO, right? Usually RDO. So if you talk about dual profiling, usually people oriented are usually more searching for social emotional, whereas task-oriented are actually more looking for significant. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you a video, also a Singapore video as well. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Singapore video. This will be the last video of this Singapore. So, the rest of the video will be in English. So, sorry for that. So, this video, actually, they speak in Mandarin, but I have a subtitle. I would like you to look at this video and tell me who is actually looking for social emotional and who is looking for inner significant. What is the message inside the argument? All right, with that, okay, let me see. Hold on. All right. Can you hear the sound? Okay, is the sound okay? Okay.
Yes.
Because I cannot hear my sound. Okay, you look into the words and see who is looking, the husband and wife, who is emphasizing on emotional, social emotional, another one emphasizing on inner significant.
你们做父母要看他好的一面，不要只看他坏的一面。
一姐帮我，无通知刚刚就自己买往来吃往来哈，这个还有什么好的一面哈？还蛮多会喜你，我的家家你也使卖惨哦。
好了，拢我唔对啦，给你对啦，走，我们上楼去。
哎，等一下，我还没有教完呢哈，你去来看下面去。
我我唔知用什么话甲你讲啊，你才听有啊。
You look at the subtitle.
都是你的错，
我的错，你敢说我的错？你没错啊你！
就算我有错的话，也不比你错。
我你说我怎么错呢？
你就是去杂志社工作，每天晚上做的那么迟，你没有时间管教孩子，就是你的错。
管教孩子是两个人的事，孩子有错就是两个人的错。
哎，我工作很忙碌，我赚钱养家，我错了吗？
结婚到现在。无论我做什么事情都没有欣赏过我，现在出事的话，就是我一个人的错。
好了，都是我的错了，好不好？你没有错，你完全没有错，好不好？
你问你自己，结婚这么久，你不关心过我，你现在嫌我碍眼是不是？是不是你会有女人？
你神经病啊你！
骂我神经病，你一点都不应该对我的。
你每次用这招，你别有创意点，不要看我，你烦不烦啊你？
嫌我烦，
我要跟你离婚。
你嫌我烦，
我要跟你离婚。
你嫌我烦，
我要跟你离婚。我要跟你离婚。我要跟你离婚。
我要跟你离婚。
跟你离婚。Standard line and change one.
已经1个星期了，爸爸和妈妈还是没有讲话。听说这个叫做冷战，打仗最惨的就是住在里面的人民咯。
Harry， 告诉你爸爸，今天奶奶跟女佣放假，没有人做家务，叫他自己洗盘抹桌子。
宝宝就在这边，你干嘛不跟他说？
我叫你说就说。
爸爸，妈咪叫你吃完后自己做什么？
洗盘抹桌子。
洗盘抹桌子。
你跟他讲，我已经买了，用了就丢的盘，用了就丢的杯，用了就丢的桌布，我吃完了用完了之后就丢。你跟他讲，不用担心啊，讲啊，讲啊，讲。你不会讲，一定不会讲，你不会讲啊？有人耳朵聋了，你不会讲咩？
All right. So as you can see, okay, once they have this argument, I'd just like to share, I want to ask you, who the husband or the wife is tasked? The husband or the wife is tasked. Can anyone share with me?
Both are tough.
Both are tasked. Okay, there's only one task, there's one social emotion. Right? If you say both is tasked, then let me ask you, who is social emotion?
The mom.
The mother. All right. Okay, if you listen carefully, we call it empathic listening. The father say, I am so busy, I have to go out and earn money, and I need this money to actually raise for our family. These are tasks. These are very tasks. Task-oriented people. And then the wife say, okay, how come you do not take care of this? And then do you have any mistresses? And these are all very emotional words. All right. And then the husband react to it. Actually, what the wife, when the wife asks the husband, do you have any mistress outside? The wife intention is not about whether the husband has mistress or not. The wife is actually asking, why are you not focusing on me now? Is that because you have other people that you don't focusing on me? The message here is you are not focusing on me. So social emotion. So ladies and gentlemen, husband and wife, usually the priority is different. So when we at work, also our priority must also be different. So sometimes at work we have conflict. We have to actually listen carefully, empathic listening, and see actually what went wrong. Sometimes it's because of social emotion. I would like to share this story, real life story of my friend in KL. Many years ago, he told me this story. So I find out it is actually very funny. So I get his permission to allow me to share in my section. He said, okay, can. One fine day, he actually came home. He drive home and parked his car at home. When we come out from the car, he suddenly realized that, wow, the weather inside the house, no good. The weather inside the house is really not good. And when he opened the door, he go inside. Wow, inside is thundering and about to rain inside the house already. So that's why the weather is not good. And then suddenly the wife shouted at my friend, the guy, why your mom say this last year? Why your mom have to do this? Why your mom have to say this? Okay, then the husband suddenly get nervous and start to rectify the matter by giving a reasoning. No. My lovely wife, it is not like this. My mom don't mean this. My mom don't do this. My mom don't do that. Wrong approach already. You know, as we know, guys, when ladies nagging have no reason one. Whenever they want to nag, they nag lah. I see there's no reason one. So as a husband, what we do here is you don't have to give any reasoning. You don't have to explain. When you explain, worse still, your wife is now social emotioning. You are not emphasizing on me. You are not listening to me. What your wife want is for a guy to stand there like a stupid fool, like a kayu, and stand there and accept punishment. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are correct. Just stand there like a fool, accept punishment. After for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, your wife will treat you like a king for the rest of the week. Whatever you want to eat, you just whisper and you go down, the food is ready for you already. Alright? So ladies and gentlemen, for guys, this is the tip. Okay, don't be so kayu. When you deal with a lady, social emotional, you must know how to embrace. Tomorrow we will be talking about more about embracement. How a mother embrace the children, especially the father. How the father embrace the children, husband and wife, how would they embrace one another. So ladies and gentlemen, remember, social, emotion, and task. Every human require either of this. We will only know this we listen, especially guys. I'm going to share with you a cartoon video, which I found it is very good. It's actually in my another teaching for supervisor, the 7 habits of highly effective supervisor. Okay, I'll just like to share with you this one of the habit. So this is especially for those kayu guy, not only for guy, for those who are very task oriented. Apply your empathic listening. When your wife is nagging, listen to the nagging word. Listen to what is her intention. Why is she nagging this? Just like the video that I share with you. Because if you are able to listen carefully, you don't fight. You see, like just now the video, once the husband and wife, they fight, it affects everybody. And if the fighting don't stop, the second day, the second morning, they fight again. Meaning to say, they have not resolved better one, they go for better two already. How can their relationship be getting better? You see, so, and then once they fight, it affects all the popo inside, the son inside. Can you imagine if the son is high end? It will affect the son, and when the son grow up, the son will have this type of mentality. It will not be good for the son. So once we fight, we must know the surroundings. Same goes to at work. When we go back at work, when we quarrel with our boss, we quarrel with our peers, they are surrounding, we have people. There are a lot of end people. Malaysians have a lot of end people. So after they see this fighting, can you imagine they go back, they talk to their wife, they talk to their husband, they talk to their children, they talk to their neighbors, they talk to their popo. And sometimes, do you ever go to shopping, go to the market, buy vegetable, and you see some people that you do not know, he keep on looking at you, start smiling and giggle about you. Maybe our spouse say something to them, we never know, see? So it is to avoid that. All right, so I'm going to share with you this video. Right, so how can we use empathic listening to resolve this issue? All right.
Habit 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood.
Okay, this is
Stephen
about
tells
the
a great
5
story
habits.
here.
I'm going
Stephen and his son
to
have a
share these
talk,
5 habits.
and Stephen can't get through to his son about some issue they're having. He then goes to a friend for advice. He tells the friend, "I just can't understand my son sometimes. He won't listen to me." The friend says, "Hold on a second. Let me get this straight. You can't understand your son because he won't listen to you. I thought that to understand someone, you have to listen to them." That's a great point, isn't it? For us to understand someone, we have to listen to them, not the other way around. It's common sense, really, but most of the time, this is how our relationships play out. We often get mad at people because they don't think the way we think. We all see the world differently. We all see the world through our own perceptions and opinions.
Yesterday, we talked about perception is different. Everybody's perception is different. So that this is the perception that we are talking about.
Based on our own experiences. You can't understand someone unless you really listen to them. Try to understand their perspective first. Try to understand how they're feeling and why. This is called empathic listening. This is the highest level of listening, the others being ignoring, pretending to listen, selective hearing, and attentive listening. None of those are very effective, but most of us listen using one of these levels. Most people don't listen with the intent to understand. We listen with the intent to reply before the other person even finishes. So before you judge, before you take action, before you contribute, just listen. So if your wife...
So meaning to say, when they have a conversation, they actually are not listening. They are actually preparing themselves to answer the question, especially when the person have not finished their question. They would already think how to answer that question. That is not empathy listening.
Says, "I hate my job." Instead of providing advice or repeating what she said, which is a typical response, you rephrase the content and reflect the feeling and say something like, "You're not enjoying your job and you're feeling upset about it." This.
All right, when our wife say, "I hate my job," a lot of task-oriented people will immediately give her comment. "Why do you hate your job? Do you know now outside looking for a job is very difficult?" So we already come up, we do not actually empathize what is the message from our wife. Okay, this is task. The husband is a task, the wife is also emotion. So when my wife said, "I hate my job," we have to empathize. Like, for example, the guy said, "Oh, you are not enjoying your job? You are feeling upset about it?" You are actually giving a concern. Yes, that I think, is that the reason that you don't like your job? So that is empathy listening. All right, let's continue.
Gets you both on the same side of the table. You're listening with the intent to understand intellectually and emotionally, and then you can move forward to repair the situation. The time to be understood is when the conversation leads to logic and advice is requested. When you go down this path, maybe she'll eventually respond with, "Should I look for another job?" This is when you can seek to be understood. This is when you can provide your advice. But if it goes back to an emotional level...
Okay, when it goes back to emotion, it's just like, for example, "I don't like my job." That is very emotion. When he asks you for advice, "Should I look for another job?" Then task people start giving advices answering to her. Because earlier when she said, I don't like my job, she is not asking any advices from you. She wants you to accept that emotion, how she feels. She's not asking advice from you. That is what, when she asks you, should I look for another job? This is where she is now rephrasing emotion to logic. When she asks you logic, then it is time for you to give her the advice. But when she switch over to emotional, then we have to empathize her again. Let's look.
Then you listen again empathetically until logic is brought back. This creates an atmosphere.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the fifth habit of highly successful people. And this is not only application for husband and wife. I use husband and wife to illustrate to you so that it's easier to see. But actually, when we go back, when we talk to our boss, we must also hear empathic listening. Especially just now when someone asked me, okay, Kanda also asked me, I think Kelvin also asked, okay, if let's say, for example, D person, okay, D person shouted at you and D person want fast response, how would you do? When D people ask you this, they are using task. They are very task. So what you do here is, you remember this video, you refresh into empathy thinking. Listen to the message of your boss. What does he really, really, really want? If he's a D, you are a D. You cannot fight with the boss one. The boss will always win. You embrace the boss by reducing your D and pushing up your N. When you use empathic listening, you are using your N. You listen, you get this information, 1, 2, 3, this is what the thing we want. Go back, push up your D again. Quickly do this 1, 2, 3 in a faster speed so that you can respond to the boss. Then the boss will like you very much. Oh, this is what I want. And the same manner you can apply to your customer. When you deal with the customer, use empathy listening. When your customer is telling you, oh, this is not good, this product is not good, is after this product, then it is not good. If your customer is asking you for an emotion, don't take this opportunity and start selling. A lot of people, wow, look at it, wow, this is a need. You know, my product will be good, my product will be this. Bang, wrong. When they are, if you want to attract them, when they are using emotional wording, you empathize them. Once you empathize them, they will say, oh, young man, you understand me, you understand me. And when he said, all right, so what, young man, is there any of your product that can solve my problem? Then you start introducing your method. By doing this, you are telling the customer, I feel you. I feel your problem. I feel your challenges. So when you ask me any solution, I propose this. So at first, I give you the assurance that I understand you. Before I finish my emotional word, you already start selling to me already. So I'll be thinking, you are actually not interested in solving my problem as a customer. You are actually interested in selling your product to me only. So that is not empathy listening. So when you talk about with your staff, it is also understood because staff like their bosses to care about them. So use empathy and care about them. When they ask permission, if they don't dare to ask permission, you care about them until one day they have the strength, they have the confidence in you to ask you, please give me an advice. Or you can always throw them a question. My door is always open. If you have any challenges, please come. Please come. These are things where we have to use this empathic listening. As a leader, you remember yesterday, you cannot force people to change. You have to change yourself in order to let other people enter your room. For example, you lock the door, you shout at the particular person, your staff is like, come in, but your door is locked. How can they come? So in order for them to come in, you have to unlock the door, meaning to say you have to change yourself, get them to come in. Very easy to know that. to do. Once you do it, once they are in already, then it will be good, because not necessarily when you open the door, they are willing to come in. Not necessarily when you invite them, they will come in. Because they must be comfortable with you. But first, you must open the door. You must start inviting and eventually taking care of their, what do you call this, their emotion. If let's say, for example, your boss is the emotional type, very ayo, today I am not happy lah. I feel very tired lah. After I inject my first vaccine, I feel this, I feel that. Can you imagine if this is the lady boss of you? Suddenly you go, hold on, can you sign this for me? This one is urgent, this urgent. Can you please sign it for me? Okay, then she may sign this for you, but frank speaking, you will not be in her good book. She will say, you person. You don't even care for your boss. What you want here is to get your things done. Next time when I have a chance to give you a bonus, I think instead of 3 months, I will give you 1 month only. So to me, task and emotional, it is much easier to handle emotion. All you do is listening. Task not easy. Task like D, he will throw at all the negative to you, shouted at you, ask you to do it. You must also use empathic listening. But empathic listening to task is not as easy as listening to emotion. But end of the day, the result is still the same. You must end up listening. All right, so this is very important. So in short, okay, just like to share this. Okay, according to Stephen Covey, because this habit 5, seek first to understand and to be understood. You must understand what they are trying to do first. If you use this formula, only this habit 5, you will be able to manage relationship much, much better. Right? Because most people, according to Stephen Covey, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. Meaning to say, when they listen, their purpose is not to understand you. Their purpose is to listen with the intent to reply. They listen you because they have to reply to you. So they listen because of that. So don't do that. Remember, effective communication play a major role in any success of any organization. Whether your family want to be happy, your company want to be happy, your relationship want to be happy, it all starts with effective communication. A lot of people tend to spend too much time on reading, writing, focus on other issues, but they do not actually emphasize enough time on listening. That is usually the case where conflict arises. That is usually the case when there's argument. If you apply this habit, you resolve this. Half of the battle, half of the conflict is gone already. I illustrate again. A lot of people understand, but they do not prepare themselves with the intent to understand. They will usually listen to ignore your message, or pretend they are listening, or selective listening, only pick those things that they want to emphasize, or attentive listening, listen to you, but they do not know what is your meaning. They do not know what is your message. Very important is empathic listening. Empathic listening is where you put yourself into their shoes. Right? So I'd just like to share some of these conflicts. Father and son. Father is AD, son is NR. So once when they meet, is there any challenges? Usually father is an AD, as you know, it is very tough. And son is very emotional, very, very emotional. So what we do here is, as a father, you must actually listen to them. Listen to them. Don't use your AD so much. Use your N. Increase your N so that you can listen to your son, listen to your children. What is the message that they want? Before you use your A, don't analyze first. Just listen first before you start analyzing. Before they finish, the first word that comes from their mouth, you already start analyzing. You already make a decision how you want to reply. How can this relationship be good? So as a father, when you talk to your children, our A and D must always be down, N and R to match them. But when they ask you for logic, Dad, what do you think? Can I do this? You can then increase your AD. So in short, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to share with you here is personality must switch. You cannot always stick with one character. All right? So mother and son, all right. Very importantly, okay, when you communicate, usually people is at this borderline. When they are self-pity, and when they cannot work with a boss, when they are stuck in a situation, they will spiral themselves down. They will first of all become disappointed. After that, depressed. After very depressed, if the problem cannot be solved, they may go into suicidal. If they don't have the guts to suicide, they may end up going to a cuckoo land. Cuckoo land is where they create the world of their own. Okay, this is very, very serious. So at work, we do not want them to even reach depression. Once they are disappointed, switch them to thankfulness. Your duty as a manager, as a leader, you must manage your people to switch to thankfulness and spiral up to reach self-actualness. Why people are self-pity? Because they focus on themselves. Once they focus on themselves, they will be disappointed. Like, for example, parents always shouted at their children, if I know you are going to treat me like this, when you are young, I'm not going to spend so much money on you for you to study. I spend millions of money, of ringgit, getting you to be educated. Is that how you repay me? The problem is not the son. The problem is the parent who actually give that money. In return, you have an expectation. If you have an expectation in return, whether good or bad, you will be disappointed if people do not meet that expectation. So as a parents, when we give studies, we send our children for education. Frankly speaking, I never have any expectation for my children. The only expectation here is you pass with acceptable result. Once you are passed, you are on your own. Next time when you have your career, you don't even have to stay with me. Go out, I can buy you a house. You go and don't stay with me. You can stay together with your wife and have your own family. I don't have expectation after I have done my part as a father. Why am I doing this? Because if I do this, I will feel more happy. I don't have stress. So for children, ladies and gentlemen, now for inner security, if you want to build inner security, when the children is 0 to 2 years, parents, please frequently hold and cuddle your children with warmth and affection. Use your eyes to look at their eyes. Especially father. Father must not create a distance from their children, right? 0 to 2 years. By doing this, you are giving them inner security. So when they grow up, they would have that positive inner security. When they are 3 to 6 years, okay, then actually go into, like for example, impact them, continue to share with them, discipline them. If they make any wrong choices or whatsoever, discipline them, not by hitting them. Don't talk to them in a lovely manner, in a lovely and confident manner. 3 to 6 years old. 7 to 12 years old, get them, father especially, get to play with the children. Because you don't have much time. After 12 years old, it's very difficult for you to play with them already. They may not want you to play with them already. They will feel that it would be very childish. So 7 to 12 years old, your children, get yourself to play with them and having fun. Right, like for myself, when my children is actually growing up to 12 years old, I was always focused on my career. As you know, in the bank, I always focused in the career. Until one fine day, I wake up and suddenly I realize that my children is also big already. Then I quickly talk to my children. Is it possible you don't grow up so fast? Can you grow slow? So that word is actually to comfort myself. So by 13 to 18 years old, you must let them learn, okay, to become an adult. But to become an adult, you must actually pay more attention to who are their friends, what is the friend background and all this, and make sure that the company is good. All right. So these are some certain years that we build inner significance, not at work. It's when they are young. As a parents, we must give them this inner significance. All right, so another dual profile here is called, just now is people and task, now is data and action, introvert and extrovert. Introvert, extrovert. NA are introvert. These are people who like perfectionists. They are very careful and they are diligent. Extrovert who want to be fast. Okay, this is called extrovert, right? These are the two. So introvert recharge themselves by having time of their own. If they have time on their own, they will feel recharged. Whereas extrovert would like to recharge themselves and find energy with a lot of people. If they spend time with a lot of people, they would be able to recharge themselves. So currently now with this MCO lockdown, it actually worked very well with introverts. Introverts people are actually able to be more productive as compared for extroverts. So whatever it is, okay, supervisors or leader, you must make sure that introvert and extrovert in your organization or in your family don't kill one another. Because if they don't kill one another, if they work together, you will be able to form a very strong team. In a team, you must have both introvert and extrovert, right? So I would just like to share with you these two, Tiffany and Leon. As you can see, Tiffany is NA. Okay, it is more of NA personality, and I also use Leon Kayin, also NA. You look at NA. Okay, NA person, hold on. Okay, they are very good people. They would like to accommodate. If you ask them to do things, they will make sure that they are able to do it correctly. They will be able to do it correctly. And NA person is an introvert. People look at them, they are slow, but they are slow because they want to do things correctly and they don't like people rushing them. All right, but as I can see that, Tiffany, I sense that I cannot say that you are completely NA. I look at your chart, you see your O, your R, and your D is actually coming up very near. If this is very near, Tiffany, sometimes, especially now, you may feel a little bit of stress. Okay, sometimes this may threaten you because a lot of your personality is almost similar. So at times that you may not, you may feel some feeling that you don't like certain situation, all right? Because these are all coming up. It's very near, it's very near. Whereas Leon, okay, yours is your O is lower, but these are also very near, 70 plus, and then the highest is 78. That is A. That is your highest. Your highest is actually Tiffany's second highest. All right, it's also very, very close. So these are NA profile, introvert. Then another one would be RD. RD, just now when I indicate this one is extrovert. Extrovert is like, for example, the ideal is this. Ideal extrovert is this, RD. But if you look at this one, is not, sorry, Daila, I spell your name wrongly. See whether I can change here. Okay, it should be I. See whether is it correct. Okay, all right. Okay, so for Delia, so as you can see, you are RD, but you are also NA because your both is exceeded 80. Why? Because of your R. Your R can actually switch. So Delia, so when you actually doing your thing, if you were to perform things, when these four things come together, it will stress you out. So how do you manage this? Now you tell yourself, okay, what situation do you want to be extrovert? Extrovert, just set up your mind. No, in this situation, I just want to be extrovert. Meaning, I want to be fast. I want to make relationship. I want to talk to people, and I want to get business. This is where, when you do business, you close the deal. You talk to your client. You use RD. But when you come back and work, you are doing processes. You are doing analysis. Throw away your extrovert. Just focus on your NA, based on your introvert, because you can do it. Your O is very high. Normal people below, their O is below 60, below 65, they cannot switch, but you can switch. The only thing is now you know your personality already. You have to consciously tell yourself, switch now. I want to switch. Or before you do anything, you ask yourself, extrovert is better or introvert? Don't champo. If you champo, sometimes very difficult to stress. So you just limit your task. Which one is better now, right? Then another one is NR people. okay, is Jason, and also Yong Chin Chin. Both of you NR, because I look at it here, is your N and R is the highest. But Yong Chin Chin, as you can see, your A is coming up. Your D is coming up. So if this one continues to go up, your stress will become higher and higher. You will not feel comfortable. But Jason one, yes, you look at Jason, very typical NR, no problem. Jason is a people's oriented people. And currently, if you ask him, he don't have stress. He doesn't have stress. So there's no conflict. N and D is conflict. N is high, D is low. R and A is conflict. R is high, A is low. So Jason is a typical NR feeling people. And when you talk to Jason, you talk about feeling. Wow, Jason will be very, very energetic. So, Jason, what you do now, currently you are into sales, you are into doing this water. That is the right business for you, right? Because you can feel people. People talk to you. People feel that, wow, you can give energy. You can give energy. You are an emotional type of a person where it is you are in search of social, emotional needs, rather than inner significant. You are looking for social emotion. So words, people's words, if people buy your product, other people call you, wow, Jason, thank you so much. You make my day. Wow, that day, Jason, you will be very happy. Your feeling will be great. Your feeling will be great. All right. If people come to you, Jason, the thing, either I buy with for you, or I buy with, or I drink other water, is also the same one. This one are inner significant people, because inner significant people, they don't want to talk emotion. So when they talk to you, Jason, you will not feel energetic, but you have to tell yourself now, it's okay, no problem, because that particular person is inner significant. You are social emotion, so it's okay, it's all right. You will understand that. Okay, for Yong Chin Chin also, basically your R is increasing. You like to talk to people, you like to mix with people. At the same time, you are also very reserved. You are scared that you may say something, or other people say something may hurt you. But yet you like to mingle with people. So sometimes you get very uncertain which one is which one. But let's forget about your R and D, because I see that your N is high. I use your NA. Okay, I induce your NA. Your NA will be introvert, very, very introvert, looking for information. Okay, so but your NA, you can be NR, that is NR profile, just like Jason, or sometimes you can be NA. In fact, Yong Chin Chin, you can be introvert. Okay, you can be introvert. At the same time, you can be people feeling. Introvert is when you use your NA. When you use your people, is NR. So now don't be confused by your dual profile. If this happens, you just tell yourself, it's okay, I just have to switch. Switching is good, it's normal. If you can switch, we will be more happier. If you need to be introvert, just like when I share with Delia, you just switch. But in your situation, because your O is 71, it is not easy to switch. But you have to keep trying. It's not that cannot. You keep on trying, you will be able. For Delia, for her to switch, it may be quite natural, within minutes, within hours. But for you, it may take days. It may take days for you to switch. But if you keep on doing, shouldn't be a problem. So in fact, Yong Chin Chin, I look at you, you have two profiles, which is good, very fantastic, which is very fantastic. Right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to share with you some of our previous organization, some of our clients, they do this program. If I were to put them together, how would they see? All right. So now I'm going to put an organization, because they have few hundred of staff. They actually went into our training, but I cannot put them together. I divide them into 3 groups. And in this group, they actually need to be analytical. Their job is to analyze and make decisions. All right. So when I group them one, you see, most of their people is here. Okay, I put it here, hold on. Okay, most of the people is here. When it is here, you see, there's no task. There's no task. There's no task. Okay, there's no analytical. There's no decision. There's no task. So these are missing. So this division will not be good. So after that, the next department that I'm going to share, the next department, okay, also same organization, okay, again, are missing again, okay, no analytical, no task, and no decision. So still missing. So then the third group, same company, the third group now, okay. Now they have Ahmad. These are all artificial names. I changed the name. Okay, now we have Ahmad. But if Ahmad were to resign, it is empty already. So they only have one analytical. So ladies and gentlemen, when you do charting, not only you know your personality, you must be able to chart. You must put them together. So in this situation, what should we do? We must not let Ahmad resign, and we see whether can we get the replacement. You can see this Mu. Mu is AR. AR, can I train Mu to be here? Or I use Sa and Su to be here? Because NR, I have people already. Versatile is good, I can change. Usually versatile I put outside. Why I put outside? Because versatile is very good to use. I can put here, I can put here, I can put there. But most companies don't have a lot of versatile. All right, last week I conducted 2 sessions. Okay, just like to share with you last week. Last weekend, this is a weekend session. This one is the top management session. As you can see, wow, in this group, they are all introvert. So when I ask them, okay, you see all introvert. There's no extrovert here. So if they don't have extrovert, if people working with them, people will feel that they are very slow. So that would be a problem, right? That would be a problem. Then last week, this one is end of the week session. The last weekdays 4-day session, I have this group also. I don't want to mention their company. I have this group. These are all senior people. It is actually more dynamic, but the only thing they don't have is this. They don't have introvert. They don't have the physically task, and they don't have extrovert. No extrovert. Decisive, only one. So that's why you see the boss. This is the boss. The boss now is changing his character already. You see, the boss now have a N below. This N is building up. So the boss is sometimes have to become AD. Sometimes have to be OD. So the boss is switching. So I asked the boss, is it stressful? He said, yes, very stressful. All right, very stressful because it need to change. Relation only one. Where only left only 1% relation. No extrovert, only one decisive. So ladies and gentlemen, today before we go back, or tomorrow morning, I'll be guiding you to actually plot and profile other people. I need you to go back and profile your staff. Then you put them together and see what is the missing link. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to see your own profile? Your own profile for this batch? Okay, your own profile is like this. You look at your name, this is your profile, which, frankly speaking, it is quite good. But the missing link is this. The missing link is I don't have specifically analytical. I don't have specifically extrovert. I don't have specifically D. I don't have AD. These are the 4. But how I can do it? You see my secret weapon? My secret weapon, sorry. Okay, my secret weapon will be these few people. Okay, hold on. Okay, Rachel, Angel, Delia, and Marilyn. This will be my secret weapon. So how I do it here, it would be, you see. So I look at Marilyn here, is her character, is she actually all the 5, N, O, A. So I look at it here, or N. N, I have too many already. I don't need Marilyn to be N. I look at A, I don't have people, and I compare. A is number 3, Angel A is number 2. So I will use, I will use Angel to become A. I will use Angel to become A because it is the, but Angel O is not as high as Marilyn or Rachel. So it would be good, I look at it, maybe I look at this, I will use Angel to become decisive because she has a D. Rachel is openness. I can use Rachel as a NA because NA only one person, but I would prefer to use Rachel using her R. You see that she has a R, natural R. I will put Rachel here. I'll put Rachel here. Dila, I will put Marine, Marlene, I will put her into A. Use her analytical. Then Delia, I can actually use it for all. Or I can use it for task, or I can use it for extrovert. That is RD. She has an RD. So I can put Delia. As you can see, now it is more complete. Okay, originally, you see, this one I put outside. This is how your chart is. This is how your chart is. This is how your chart is. It is very empty. Okay? So now, once I know the profile already, I use them. I put the right person for the right job. I put Rachel here. I put Delia as here. Okay. Then maybe Marilyn, I use her as A. Then Angel, I put here. Okay, almost done, almost done. So that I can have complete already. Then I look at it. Sophia O. Sophia is OD. I need Sophia to be here. She is my secret weapon as well because I need I don't have people. Sophia will be here, and Sophia will also be able to replace Angel. Sometimes I may need Angel to become task. When I get Angel to become task, I can get Sophia to become OD. Then I look at it, Kanda O is much higher. I would like Kanda to be O. Because you can see Kanda now R is coming up. I can use Kanda to be here. Okay, I will put Kanda because Sophia I can use. I need Sophia O and D. I need Sophia to be here. So Sophia, I cannot only put Sophia in the openness. In order to enhance my organization, I put Sophia here. Then NA, I still miss another one. So Ahmad, as you can see, the O is there. O is N. I put it outside. So O, I can use it later. N, I have too many already. Darren, I can put Darren as an assistant to Marine. And Teng Yi Ying to support Kanda in O. Because the O is also coming up. A and N, I have too many already. A, I have people already. Then I will put here. Then Serena O, A, and O. This is a good position. I don't want to change Serena. Serena will be here. I want Serena to cover the upper side. I want Serena to cover this. I'll put Serena here. And then here, another one, Kelvin Jong. Kelvin Jong is also O. I put it up. Melissa also O. So when I look at this, you see, it's almost complete already. I see where is the missing link. Missing link, it is still here, D. So I would train Melissa because out of this, Melissa D is one of the highest compared with them. So I will train Melissa to be here. So Sophia will be able to guide Melissa and will be able to replace Angel, can also be openness. But now currently openness we have 2. Okay, Gun, I will train Gun to be R. So I have 2 person here, 2 person. Every position I must have 2. So to be safe, all right. So now I would have Kelvin. Kelvin, because Kelvin NR is also high. NR is also high, but I would like to use her NA. I would like him to use NA because his natural is A. His natural is A. I can use NA. Put it here. And then also my secret weapon, OA. ON is openness. So I would like Ahmad to cover the openness from this side. For introvert side, I will put Rosalie to be here. And Rosalie Rod can support Serena. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you see that my group is now perfect already? Every area I have introvert, I have extrovert, I have people, I have tasks, and individual I have 2 person, 2 person, 2 person, 2 person, 2 person. I know where to replace already. But now obviously I have to take note now because I may be risking Sophia. If Sophia were to go, then nobody here. Then because she's only one. So the near future, I need to make sure to stand by here. I need to get another D here. Or I can put Sophia here. Then extrovert, I only have Delia. So that is something missing. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a synergy. So how you focus yourself together. So when you know this ONARD, like what I said, it is not only meant for you, you must be able to put this together. Once you are able to put this together, okay, you can actually, like for example, Rod, you can use this for your talent, matching your talent, your coach. How can your coach come in and manage your talent player in different type of sports? In organization, also you can put this in your department or with other department. Or if you are a business owner, you can plan. You may not have enough people, doesn't matter. You can put it in. Then you see what is missing. What is missing next time? You know, when you recruit, you don't always have to recruit N person. N, I have too many N already. Accountant don't have to be N. Can be accountant with high A. Accountant can be high D. Accountant can be high R. So when you interview, you must be aware of this. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is synergy. So I would like you all to go into a breakout room now, ladies and gentlemen. Once you go into a breakout room, I would like you to discuss, identify each one of your member name, their strength. Just write down their name and write down their profile, ONARE. Just simple, just write down. You don't have to use this form. You can use a paper to write. Then after that, you work it out. How can your strength help them? List down 3 strengths. This 3 strengths is from any of them. I only need 3. I just write down 3. It can be from the same person. It can be 2 person. I leave it there. But the best one is 1 for 1 person. So meaning to say 3 person, 3 person. Then you discuss how to solve this. So ladies and gentlemen, I only have roughly around 40 minutes to complete this. So I would like you to go in. I'll give you 40 minutes to actually discuss and actually share your understanding on this. If you have any question that you would like to ask, you can ask the facilitator. If the facilitator are not able to answer you, later on, once we go into the general room, the facilitator will ask me. So in order to do this activity, ladies and gentlemen, please open up your report. Look at your personal report. Look at 5 or 6. That is your strengths and weaknesses. Or you look at your course book, page 74, how to build relationship with others. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into a breakout room. So Miss Ting, please gather every breakout room. Facilitator, please be ready. Right, this is a synergy. Remember, I would like you to put in and work it out as a synergy. All right, thank you. I'll see you shortly.
Okay, David, you know idea, man.
Wait, while they can. The point is down now. Quickie group, Quickie group.
Tôi xem cô start record cái chuyện nào cái tôi nè.
Hi, Miss Ting. Can you bring me back into the room?
Wait, I call Miss Ting.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Wait.
So I'm just trying my buzzer.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Hello. Hmm. Hello. 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 Hello.
David.
Yes, Zoom.
What time you meeting using Zoom?
Hi, Sophia. You're out. Yeah, to the general, is it?
Wait,
My line was out just now, so I had to leave, and now I rejoined. Can I go back
No
to the
problem.
group?
Yeah, of course, of course. Miss Ting is doing it for you.
Thank you.
You just hold on for it. Just hold on for it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Zo.
Yes.
I think after they finish, you can actually what do you call this? That you can actually go in and set up, because my presentation is 2 o'clock,
Okay.
So maybe you set it up. Actually, can don't change anything. Just link it to Zoom. Can I link it to Zoom? Can
Yeah. Okay.
But Zoom, with the presentation, I'm not going to use a lot of things. I'm going to use share screen only, share screen.
Okay. But your camera, I will link to Zoom lah.
Okay. I do not know what is required, but after you must tell me how to use that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
David.
Yeah, meeting.
Are you going to go to the brown room now?
Chú bóng cười đây nào hả?
Qua sẽ đi đèn.
Tôi sẽ đi ở group khả ho à?
So far 我台灣是看見到keep the group 嗰啲隻 bank 要 share 嗰個 whiteboard 啦。
Hello.
Keep the group。台灣我 keep the group。呢隻 bank 伊卡迄個你講伊 share 嗰個 whiteboard 同埋你個人做我清嘅呢。
bank okay. Okay, good.
So far, most of the group 問題啦，
一卡 open 冇呢？
當我你看是啦，那見到看過卡防疫啊。
good。你問咩？
佢問你個少咗，我佢聽一個已經sharing。
Okay.
Instead of participant.
Okay， 你幫我調遐啦，我哋嗰啲因為即個 Zoom 做電話啲遐咯，特別咩情形，你英文課先調遐啦，索調啦，冇得即keep 啲點樣隻啦
？keep 什麼隻嚇
？since 伊講 doing okay， so 嚟啦，幫我調啊。
Okay.
David.
Yes, Zoom.
I already done set up your Zoom. Later you just join the meeting.
How to join the meeting? Join Zoom, is it? You let me know lah.
Okay.
Okay, can. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Ting.
Yes.
I mean, so far Mona here take up the one-to-one, huh? So far, huh?
可能问我讲面啊，我所食就是迄只其实是 observer 嚟嘅，伊讲伊爱跟你 one to one。
有咩吓？
哦。
You attend session 咩？
伊有对 session 嗰啲啦。
今仔有咩？
頭晚今仔早伊有啲咧，但後頭啲伊冇對迄啲。
你幾點做
啊？那我哋知道。
OK， 哎，啦，我哋你幫我用一面啊，因為那麼那個面啊，我 session 哈。你幫我plug inside 啦，plug